fact, you'll join for Zoom session and not for YouTube link. It was in best interest of everybody that we thought, in case you face internet issues, you have a backup to learn. That is through the YouTube link. That was our initiative. We never promised that, right? So be a little kind towards us. We understand yesterday was not a great day to begin with, but having said that, later part of the day, we brought others to pitch in, and we ensured the session happened. Now, in addition to
You are
that,
able to share
because
your
of the
screen?
loss, Samad sir, can you hear me?
Yes,
Samad sir?
there was an interruption, but now we are very clear. We are live on YouTube.
Okay. So we have approached Vivekananda sir, who faced issues in internet and other things, and he didn't even have lunch at 2:30 when I called him. He was for the very first time this has happened in his career, and he felt very sorry. But he said, "I will be doing the videos and sending it across, so you will have additional learning opportunity in logical reasoning. So we will be sending the link of that too." So you are not at loss at all, right? Okay. So, okay, that's it. So I think it is about 9:31. Savita ma'am,
Yeah,
I'm
ma'am.
handing over it to you. Yeah.
Thank you, Sushma ma'am. Thank you for taking over. Very good morning, students. Till day one, day two, we had much of a technical session, but today it would be much of a general training all about. Okay, so today we have with us Mr. Ankit S. Kumar, an MSW by qualification and a student counselor by profession. He would be delivering a training on proficiency of English language. To give a brief profile of Mr. Ankit S. Kumar, he is a behavioral scientist, psychosocial support counselor, life skill coach, and personality development trainer who had the honor of being a speaker on the well-known independent world speakers platform, that's TEDx. He was also served as a subject matter. He also served as a subject matter expert and a trainer at Passport Seva Kendra, which was a joint venture project of TCS and Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. He has an international English language testing score of 7.5 by 9 in English language proficiency. He is also a certified hypnotist and NLP program practitioner, that's Neuro Linguistic Programmer practitioner. He is currently working as an in-house trainer for personality development and life skills for MBA, technical English for engineering students, and student support counselor. He has conducted over 200 training programs for educational, healthcare, industrial, and public institutions on life skill and personality development. Very important, he is a recognized member of Corona Warrior Group created by Indian Red Cross and Department of Information and Public Relations, that's Government of India, and worked extensively to educate and spread awareness about COVID-19 among the people. This was a short brief about today's guest, okay, who would be handling the training on the proficiency of English language. Dear students, believe me, you would be having a wonderful time, which would be delivered by our own in-house faculty. Ankit, sir?
Hello, madam.
Yes, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Before you start, a very talented person before you, dear students, I call him an all-rounder. So over to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, madam, for all the kind words. You know, when you tell all this, there's a lot of pressure built up on me to give the best. So, very good morning to all the beautiful people. I hope everyone is fine at home and they're safe, because whatever happens, health is the most precious wealth. So I hope that everyone is doing fine and take care of yourself. So welcome to the third day of PGCET training. So you had 2 days of technical learning. Today we are going to learn about the most beautiful tool and skill humans have invented. That is the beauty of language. And I'll tell you, language is like romance. You have to take it slowly, learn it slowly, and use it wisely. It's an instrument. See, it's like a tool is as good as the user. You may have a gun, but if you're not a sharpshooter, it's not a good instrument in your hand. So today we are going to talk about proficiency in English language. The part, this is a section A, or the first part. It's like a welcoming part of the entire question paper. So let's, without wasting much time, let's start with our presentation. So is the presentation, 1 minute, sorry, I had to just share it. So is the presentation visible? Sahyadri madam,
Very
is
much, Ankit.
yes.
Yes, yes, very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So English. See, we Indians, we like imported things a lot. Okay, anything that is imported, we are fascinated. So this English language is itself, as we know, imported, and thanks to the what say the great British Empire who ruled us for 350 years, we are all learning this language and we are speaking this language. If the Chinese would have invaded us, and if they were in our country for 300 years, believe me, you would be learning 2,000 letters, and you should be thankful that you are stuck to 26 alphabets only. Otherwise 2,000, and you'll be writing vertical, not horizontal. So one way, see, language comes along with the people. So whenever a new person, for example, a language, as you see, is a way of expressing a culture also. It's not just a word or a sentence. It also tells a culture of a person or a place. So this language forms a wider part of a culture, because see, why we need to learn language is that, see, imagine you have a very brilliant idea in a class. Some your teachers ask you a question and you know the answer, but unfortunately you have that fear that your English is not good, or you have that fear of, okay, if I speak in English, people will laugh. And even though you know the answer, you end up not saying it. And when someone else tells the same answer and they get appreciated, you feel bad. Yeah, I knew this answer, I would have answered it, but my language, I'll tell you, everyone is skilled, everyone is intelligent, but the problem is they are not able to express. That's the reason why in your PGCET the language paper is kept. Now, some people may ask why we have to learn language, and see, we are going to do management studies. Why we need to learn English? See, if you're not able to express, like tomorrow you are working in a company and you are called for a meeting and your boss will ask you to present something. And if your language is not good, or see, I'm not telling that everyone should be Shashi Tharoor, okay, or William Shakespeare. If you are able to manage a particular language, that is well enough. So in this PGCET exam, they are going to test your proficiency. What does this proficiency mean? It means how well are you able to use a particular language. So let's just jump right into our presentation, because see, English language is a vast subject and we can't just cover it within 1 hour 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do today is, I'm going to tell you how to crack the paper. It's like I cannot teach you the entire language or entire grammar part within 1 hour, because it's just for some people it's a 4 years syllabus. So what I'm going to tell you is, I'm going to tell you how to identify a question, understand the question, and write the answer. Because if you're able to understand a question, it is half solved. Most of the time what happens is, students end up not understanding the question, and when they come out of the exam, like, okay, I knew this, I didn't understand the question. So many a times it happens, not only in PGCT, in your own common exams also. You feel that, okay, I knew the answer after coming out of the exam hall, because your friend explained, yeah, this question is same as the one we studied, but while writing the exam you were confused because you didn't understand the question. Okay, if you're able to understand the question beforehand, and if you're clear about the question, it is half solved. So this is what we are going to do today. We are going to tell you the techniques, because as I told, you can't learn everything. So let me tell you the techniques as to how to identify which question is what and how to answer it. And a language can be learned only if you use it daily. See, I cannot tell you that go buy a book where there is a 30 ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ English ಕಲೀರಿ, learn English in 30 days. Those things don't work unless you use the language. Okay, that's, see, when you were small, okay, how did you learn your native tongue? You didn't go through any books. You heard it, you used it. So I suggest all the students to please practice. See, I'll tell you, no two people speak the same English. So it's not like, you should talk like him or her. Everyone has their own style. So don't try to copy anyone. Have your own style with it and keep using the language. Okay, it's not like, okay, my friend is talking Oxford level English, I'm talking Butler English. It's okay. You have to start somewhere. Okay, you have to start somewhere. And Only when you practice, you can write this. And those who have any questions, please use the chat box. And Savita madam, please tell me if there's an important question coming way, and if people don't understand, just write. And is my speed okay? Everyone is able to understand my language? Because if I am not able to make my points clear, then I will fail as a trainer. So is it clear what I'm saying? The speed, the language, the word, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So
Yes,
people
yes,
are
sir.
comfortable. I'm not going fast, right? I have a habit of going fast sometimes.
Apologies, technical support here. Savita, I would request you to mute yourself in case if you are not talking. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah. So everyone is able to understand me, because see, if whatever I'm telling, if I'm using high level English, and if you're not able to understand what I'm speaking, then it's a waste of time for you. So I don't want to waste your time. So if you at any point you feel that you didn't understand what I'm speaking, please put it in the chat box, and I will get back to you on that. So moving on. So this is how your PGCT 2020 syllabus for MBA will be. So you will have these items. I hope everyone is able to see this. Okay. You will be having synonyms, antonyms, one-word substitution, idioms and phrases, grammar, famous books, sentence correction, pairs, expressing relationship. These are the general structure of your paper. So we're going to go one by one. I'm going to tell you how you can solve these, okay, without trying to break your head so much. So this is as per the latest format. There may be some changes somewhere, not completely. Maybe one or two section may change, because in previous question papers also there was like paragraphs and all, but now they are not introduced paragraph. And see, this is section A. As I told you, this is the welcoming party for you. The moment you open your question paper in the first paper, you'll get section A, that is English language. And a good news, this is the most easiest section and the most easy to score the marks. Okay, it's very easy, and it will be easy to, because you don't need to calculate, you just have to use your knowledge about the language, and the questions will be related to your everyday communication. It's not like it comes from some books. It's like an everyday communication. So that's the best thing about this section. So if you focus more on this, there is no way you'll get a minus mark here. Okay, and only thing is you need to have the patience to read. Okay, that is important. You have to have the patience, okay, to understand the question, because sometimes two words will you will make it you will think that the meaning is same, and it will be a different meaning. So you have to have enough patience to go through every single word of the question. Now, why should we learn? So first of all, why? I'm not let's talk in general, forget about PGCT. Let's talk in general. Why do we need to learn English? Okay, see, we live in a very diverse and very what's a largely populated country, where every person, you go 1 kilometer distance, you will meet a person who speaks more than 5 languages. And if you are from Mangalore, if people are from Mangalore, minimum 5 languages, everyone will be knowing it. Okay, it could be Tulu, Konkani, Malayalam, Tamil, Bari Bhasha, anything. And there'll be so many varieties of it. And tomorrow, it's not like that you are going to work in your native town only. You may be placed in some other part of the state, and you may not know the language of the state. So in that case, if you have an idea, or if you know how to use English communication, there you will be able to manage your daily life. Otherwise, how will you communicate? Because as we said, humans are a social animal. They have to communicate. Okay. So the purpose of learning this English language for your career or for your personal life, it is that you can be understood by someone, or you can understand someone else. Okay. You should be understood to someone, and others should be understandable to you. So if you have a little bit of touch with English, okay, what happens is you'll be able to manage in any corner of the country or the world also. Okay, so I want to tell you before I start this topic. See, English is just a language like any other. It's not an IQ test. So we have in our society we have a thinking that if someone doesn't know English, they are dumb. It is not true. See, English is just like any language. Okay, there are so many people who are from Kannada medium background, and because of their practice, they have started speaking English more better than the English medium students. So it's it's learnable. Okay, it's easy. Only thing is practice. That's all. See, we have many In India itself, we have so many complicated languages which are more difficult to learn than English. See, English grammar is very simple. If you see our Kannada grammar, it is more complex than our English grammar. So, see, the idea is that, okay, it is a foreign language, English medium na matra kaltadu, doddorge matra. See, remove that idea from your head that English is something big or something great, or people who learn, who can speak English, I can talk English, I can walk English, I can sleep English, all those things. Okay. So don't, I think we have recently a new film coming in Tulu, English by Arvind Bola. I don't know what is the storyline of it, but don't consider it as something like, hard shell to crack, because it's just like any other Tulu, Kannada, Malayalam, Tamil. English is also a language. That's all. If you have that idea in your head, learning language becomes easy. But the moment you feel that, oh no, English is tough, it's difficult, then even though it is easy, it will not enter your head. So first of all, it's about a perception, how you take a subject. So remember this language. Okay, it's just a language. See, now many of the participants will be talking more than 5 languages now, and that also indicates how good you are at. And even a small child, below the age of 5, even they can speak English nowadays. So just chill. Okay, let's have fun, because language is that, it's the most fun thing to learn. And whenever you learn a new language, it kinds of gives you a confidence. Okay, I learned a new language, and when you have that confidence, you can do anything. See, new languages gives you opportunity to shift your perspectives on the world. See, if you are not able to understand English, you will miss a lot of Hollywood movies. Okay, because see, no matter, imagine you are watching Avengers movie in English and Hindi dub. Which is better, English original or Hindi dub? Okay, story is same, but the language change, and you see the impact will not be the same as if you are watching it in original language. So when you learn the language, okay, voice is not loud, sir. Okay, am I loud enough? Hello, is my voice loud enough?
Professor Ankit Kumar, you are crystal clear. No problem. There might be an internet glitch from the
Okay,
participant end.
Vignesh Kamath here said voice is not loud. Okay, okay. So as I was saying, so here imagine you are watching Avengers movie in English and the same movie in Hindi. Even though the story is same, actions are same, but when you hear it in Hindi, you don't get the clean, that kind of kick which you are looking for. So if you are able to learn a new language like English, you can understand a new culture there, new kind of. There are so many folklores in that stories which you can study. Okay, moving on. I just want to ask you about the slide moved. I hope people have not seen the slide. So anyway, I will ask the question. How many languages are spoken in India? Can people write it in the chat box? I'll open the chat box. How many in India? I'm just asking India. How many languages do you think there are in India? Spoken languages. Can anyone just tell how many languages? No Googling. 30, 1,274, 824. Okay, good. 118. Okay, 27. I'm not asking about the official language, spoken languages. It means, not just official languages. Okay, 2,200 plus 50, 80, 20, 22, 6,000. Okay, that's the highest number here, 6,000, 1,000 plus 22, around 40. Okay, so let me break that, statistics for you. Okay, so this is the data about the number of languages, and this was done, the statistics was collected in the year 1961. In India, we have 1,652 languages. Out of that, we have 1,100 genuine languages and 552 variants. Variants means, now, let's take an example of Karnataka. Kannada is a major language. Now, if you go to Mangalore, we have a different variety of Kannada. Neevu hegiddira, a complete sentence. Now you go to North Karnataka, the same thing you ask, same thing. You go to Kundapura, they have a different variation of Kannada. You go to Kodagu, they have a different variation. They have a mixture of other language. You go to our Vitla, Sulya, that they have Hare Bhashe. They have something called as Hare Bhashe, which is a somewhat relative to our language. Then we have Hyderabad, Karnataka, where they have this mix of Telugu and Namduke, Nimduke, all those kind of variations. And if you calculate all those things, Kannada itself has more than 8 variations. Forget about Kannada. We have our own Tulu, which is spoken by hardly 5 lakh to 6 lakh people. In Mangalore, we ask Yenchinand. If you go to Udupi, Yenand. Okay. And if some people will ask Daitand. And if you go to, say in Mangalore, we say Yelya. Upinangi side they'll say Kinya. Then in Mangalore, we'll say Kaital. In Manjeshwara, they'll say Yerka. Okay. And some people will say, I had one friend. Okay, usually when we say we are going to saloon, Kujal Deppera, she used to say, Balada Taredeppera. Taredepuna. What does it mean? Taredepuna means Kujal Deppuna. So you see, same language, different variations. So here, when we see about variations, see, same language can be spoken in, same language can be spoken in, same way if you go to Konkani variations, GSP Konkani, Christian Konkani, so many variations will be there. And out of 1,100, 880 are in use, and unfortunately 220 have disappeared. And out of 880, 780 registered languages and 100 unregistered languages. Out of that, we have 29 major languages, and that is spoken by more than 1 million people in India. And can anyone tell me how many official languages India has? How many official languages do we have? Yes, how many official languages? 22, 100 plus 780 official languages. I'm asking about official languages, 20. See, if you take out your currency note, you can see the languages here. We have 22 official languages which can be used in India for any government work purposes. And which is the national language of India? Which is the national language of India? Hindi. Actually, see, we think it is Hindi, but Hindi is not recognized as a national language because, a lot of South Indian states had objections. So as of now, English is the official language. English is the official language of India, but not the national language. So debates are going on. So Hindi is on. They are trying to make it, but it's not actually announced yet. So India is the only country with so much of official languages. Okay, so here this is just a general idea about what language, how languages are in India, so that you'll get an idea why it is so important. See, is it possible for everyone to learn 780 languages in India? Okay, there was one person who knew 21 Indian languages. Can anyone tell me who was that? There was one person who could speak 21 Indian native languages. Anyone knows? He was a very famous person. He could speak in 21 tongues. I just use jargon there. Does anyone know who it was? Please type it in the text box. Who was that? Govindapai. Okay. He was a Prime Minister of India. Okay, ex-Prime Minister of India. Arjit Singh. Now he can sing, but he can't talk. APJ Abdul Kalam, no. Abdul Kalam, no. It was PV Narasimha Rao, Prime Minister. He could speak 21 languages, and whichever state he used to go, he used to talk in that language. So the more psychologically, in psychology, there's a study that if the more languages you learn, the more your brain cells develop. So make it a habit, just out of curiosity, you can learn any language. So make friends with people who speaks different language. And as I told you, even English, only when you start communicating with the language, you will improve. Otherwise, okay, I have a degree in English, or I have a certificate in IELTS, and I'm not using it, it will not work. So everyday practice, you should make a point that every day I learn a new word. Okay, that's what we do. Every day I learn a new word. Okay, what is India's place when it comes to English language? Can anyone tell me in what ranking is India when it comes to speaking of English? Where do we stand? Second. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Okay, E. Second. Very good. So we are almost, everyone is almost into this second and the third post. Very good. You have a lot of general knowledge regarding this. Yes. So after US, we are the second largest in a population which speaks English. So you go and talk to anyone, even Babanna from Gudangadi, he will speak in English. Okay. And in they will communicate in English. You must have seen so many videos of people talking in English, right? Street dealers and guides, small children talking in such fluency and accent. So you see, we are the second in the world, okay, when it comes to talking English. See, English language is so elastic that you can find another word to say the same thing. It's so elastic. Now I'll ask you, what are the different ways we can say hi to someone? Can you write it down, please? What are the different ways we can say hi to someone? Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Hello, hey, hey, hello, hey. Okay. Hi, hi, what's up? Yeah, what's up? Hey, yo, hello, how are you doing? What's up? Okay, hello, 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 bro. Just bro. Yep. Hi. So you see, now WhatsApp also we have become so lazy thanks to our technology. We are literally cutting words into half. WhatsApp have become just sup, sup. Just sup. And I'll tell you one thing, students. It's good that you are very creative when it comes to writing text messages. Like you write so many short forms like BTW, ROFL, LOL, all those things. But don't make it a habit to write short forms all the time, because when you are writing exams, you tend to forget the most simplest spellings. You may remember most complicated spellings, but some people will have difficulty and deciding where to put e in there, whether I comes first or e comes first. Okay, what is the spelling of thorough? How do you write here, whether it is HERE or HEAR? So please don't have a habit of constantly using short forms, because you will eventually forget the spellings. Okay, so because BZZ, right? So there are so many variations. I know I need a separate session just to tell you how students, what are the ways students can write. So when it comes to your technical papers, or when you're writing something important, don't, you see, many a times in your exam papers, teachers find those because yours, all those things. And some people, because they're using UR, they don't know how to write UR, whether apostrophe S is there or not. So simple mistakes happen because we are not practicing it, because we are so used to cutting things down. Like I don't know, RFL, night is just N and 8, great is G8. How is G8 great? I don't know. GRT, great. In which dictionary is that great? I don't know. So please avoid using short form, so that it will help you improve your vocabulary and spelling. Okay, coming to our syllabus now. First part, we have something called as synonyms. Samanartha pada. A synonym is a word that has the same or a slightly different meaning as another word. Okay, as I told, English is very elastic. You can use different word to say the same meaning. So this synonym is like that. It's a word that has the same or a slightly different meaning, and you can use it interchangeably. Right? So what is it? It's even see, I want to tell you that UK and US English have a little bit of variation. You can make out when you're typing in Word, MS Word, and when you're typing in MS Word, color. See, we are following British English spellings. We use COLOUR, but American will have COLOR. Honor will not have U in US, but UK it will be U, along with U. Traveler will have single L in US, double L in UK. So there will be some changes. For example, if you go to UK and you ask for wallet, they will not understand. You have to say purse. The same thing we use in India, we call purse. But if you go to US, you have to say wallet. Okay, it's like you say cupboard in India and UK, but in US it's wardrobe. So many things. There even in English there's variation. There's Australian English, there's UK English, there is US. There's again in US there is ghetto English, southern states English. So there are so many things. Okay, in one language there's Spanish accent English, French accent English. So there's beautiful variations. Even in India we have variations in English. Okay, so what is the synonym? A word or a phrase that has the same or nearly the same meaning as other word or phrase in even the sentence can have the same meaning. So there's a small example here. Small can be interchanged with the word little. Okay, give me small piece or a little piece of it. you can use it. And there are some other examples. You see, instead of telling large, you can say big. Present can be told as gift. Last, final, easy, simple, false, untrue, good, fine, silent, quiet, very, differ, fast, quick, near, is close by. It's nearby, it's close by. You can use it as a phrase. It's nearby, it's close by. Start, begin, let's start, let's begin. All right. So, and one, you can say one piece or single piece, or you can say safe, it's safe, or you can say secure. Get, receive, I got it, I received it. Right. So these are the examples for synonyms. There are some more. You see, as I told you, you can't read all the book. So what you can do is you have to identify a word which you feel, okay, this has somewhat similar meaning. Okay, and you have to understand this. I request you to go through thesaurus and dictionaries, and also the best paper you can read for good English is the Hindu. Okay, you can go through it and you'll find. That's why I told you, learn a new word every day. Okay, today I learned this word. Okay, now if I ask you, what is the grammatically right word to say very tired? Tell me, what is the grammatically right way to tell I'm very tired? Ill is not tired. Ill is different. I'm perplexed is different. Exhausted. Yeah, Sandesh is exhausted. See, but what when we are talking, we usually say I'm very tired today. But grammatically, it is not stress. Okay, stress is not a word. Fatigue is a medical term, but exhausted is a okay. Another word. I'm feeling very hungry. What is the right word to say? I'm very hungry. Very is not a word. Starved. I'm starving. Yes, I'm starving. Right? And you say, you're looking very beautiful. What do you say? You're looking very beautiful instead of you're looking very beautiful. Exquisite, gorgeous, pretty, stunning. Okay, see, oh, that I get a lot of words. I think this boys and girls are hot. Okay, that's not very socially acceptable, but still. So here, you see, a lot of list goes on and on when it comes to synonyms. You know, okay. Next part is antonyms. See, antonyms is the opposite brother, the Lucifer of Michael. Okay, the brother of synonyms. That is, see, synonyms means similar word, a word which is having similar meaning. Here, antonyms means opposite of whatever a particular word is said. For example, it's very simple to understand. Happy, sad, open, close, cold, hot. It's like teaching you the primary level, but that time we didn't pay too much importance here. Now, see, some people will ask, why are we studying all this? You never know when you have to restudy it. So who thought that you'll be writing opposites again, okay, for an exam? So don't think that whatever you learned is a waste in your primary or high school. Okay, you never know when it will come back to haunt you. And this is one thing: male, female, fast, slow, harsh, gentle. Okay, antonym, as I said, a word that means opposite. Like we can say light is dark. So this slide will tell you the difference between synonyms and antonyms. The word having same meaning. See, you can say adversity, difficulty, misfortune. Those are the synonyms. Three words. They either mean the same thing or almost the same thing. You can see in, out, up, down. So this is an example. You can go through it. Dare, challenge, defy. How dare you? How you are you challenging me? How dare you're defying me? Elaborate, embellish, keen. All those things can be used interchangeably. Okay. So this is about the first part. The questions are short out of synonyms and antonyms. So please go through this. Coming to the next part, we have one word substitution. See, this is a lazier part of our language. Instead of telling one complete sentence, I'm going to find a word which will tell the entire sentence. The good example of this is Sanskrit. See, in Sanskrit, what happens is one sentence, if you try to translate, it will take one page. But that one page content, you can say it in one line in Sanskrit. That is what I call it the BAP of one word substitution. Within one word, they will tell the entire story. Same way in English also, we have something called as one word substitution, where instead of telling a long sentence, I will use a word which tells self explanatory. For example, one who has become dependent on something or drugs, addict. Instead of telling Ankita has become dependent or on something, you can say Ankit is an addict. Done. You have saved a lot of time there. Okay, then another is here my friend is afraid of being enclosed in small closed space. Instead of telling that, you can say my friend is claustrophobic. So a lot of time is saved here. Okay, there are a lot of examples. Again, you get a complete book of one word substitution. So here you have to see. Fortunately, you'll be given options there and a sentence. See, for example, here mostly the questions will be related to profession, like a doctor who treats problems of the heart. What is he called as? Okay, I'll ask you one thing. A doctor who treats the problems or the illness of the heart, what do you call him? Yes. What is the one word substitute for a doctor who treats heart problems? Can anyone tell me or write in the chat box? Cardiac. See again there, they have cut that. Cardiology is cardiologist. See again, you can't write short forms. You can't write cardiac. You have to write cardiologist. You cannot write cardiac. You cannot write cardiology, because cardiology is a subject. A doctor is called a cardiologist. Okay, so okay, one who fixed the pipelines. What is he called? A person who fixed the pipelines. Plumber. Yeah, plumber. Yes, very good. So here, okay, I'll give you something difficult. Plumber is very a person who starts his own venture or business. A person who starts his own venture or business. Entrepreneur. Yes, you can call it entrepreneur. The pronunciation. See, it's not pronunciation. It's pronunciation vary according to the person and culture. It could be two words. Even there, the funny part of English is that no two people pronounce the same thing. Like some people will say alarm, some people will say alarm, some people will say towards, some people will say towards, some people say against, some people say against. Then people will say often, some people will say often. So pronunciations also vary. So here are some of the examples I gave you. Words written on a tomb, epitaph. Then we have something no longer in use, obsolete. So here, remember how to identify. Most of the time the questions will be based on professions in PGCET. Okay, so you will have to know who is a cardiologist, who's a orthopedic, who's a pediatric, okay, or someone like army veteran, who is called as a army veteran. So focus on the profession part when you come to one word substitutions. So this is the meaning of it, same way. See, and these are one word substitutes for regular word. So instead of telling to fall apart over time, disintegrate. You can, instead of telling the building is falling apart, you can say the building is disintegrating. A copy of something that is identical, facsimile, not Xerox. Okay, we have a habit of one the Xerox copy. It is not Xerox, it is photocopy or facsimile. Okay, that's the what is the short form of facsimile? We use it constantly. Every day we use it in our office. What is that short form of facsimile? Fax. Very good, very good. It's fax. You see how these derivations come. So don't use the word Xerox copy. Use photocopies or photostats. Those are the right word, not Xerox. Xerox is a company name. You as common students will know it. It's a trademark, not a copy. What do you call it for a copy? See, and there's so many things you can see. We don't have time to explain. So I hope you got the idea. Yes. And moving on, see again other examples. Now coming to the most wide, or say this grammar, it takes almost 2 to 3 years to learn. But I'm going to tell you some of the basic ideas, because again, time is not our friend today. Grammar. What is grammar here? Grammar is a set of rules about a language. See, if I tell you, I yesterday what, today actually done nothing what, I, you don't make any sense there, because it's just a jumble of words. It doesn't make any sense. If those jumble of words have to make sense, they have to follow grammar. That's why grammar is important. Nowadays there's a trend, oh, forget about grammar, just write whatever you want. No. Okay, so there's a example which I want to give you in grammar. It's something happened in 12th century when there was no phones or no WhatsApp. One man in England was supposed to be hanged to death because he did a small crime. The crime was he stole some bread. For that, they said, okay, hang him. So at the last moment, the governor of that place decided, okay, why should I kill this poor fellow for stealing some bread? So he told his secretary, I think he had poor grammar, write a letter. So letter was, hang him not, comma, leave him. That was the letter. What was that? Hang him not, comma, leave him. But in a hurry, the secretary wrote, hang him, comma, not leave him. What happened here? Same tense sentence. What happened? Yeah. A person lost his life because of one misplaced comma. Instead of putting the comma after hang, he put it in front of it. Okay. It's like sometimes your partner will say, but I love you. That is a good sentence. But if the same sentence is told like, I love you, but as a friend, a heartbreak. So you see, the word but can make a lot of difference. So here, grammar, that's the importance of the grammar here. And see, the problem with us Indians is we try to do jugad in our language. We are very good in jugad. We try to translate our own native tongue into English. Please remember, you cannot fit grammar correctly if you're directly translating your native tongue into English, because there is a lot of change in the rules of grammar. For example, if I say in Kannada, ನೀವ ನಾನು ಯಾರೋ ಏನು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. If you try to translate in English, you are, I thought who. So you see, it doesn't make a sense at all, and it will you'll be trying to blunder. Okay, make a big blunder of your subject. And it's like, when I talk, then you talk. Middle don't talk. Okay, so you have to ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗ ನೀನು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಡ, ಮಧ್ಯ ಮಧ್ಯ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಡ. So when I talk, then you talk. Middle don't talk. So please don't try to exactly copy your native tongue into English, because the word which start in your native language may end in English. So another problem with the students nowadays is using what man, go man, what yeah, come here, no re, what da. So that's not how you are supposed to use English, because what you're doing is you're completely converting your own native tongue into English, and that can give a wrong meaning. It's like, today is the holiday. No. What has been no? Yeah, he told like that. Yeah. So you're using two things. Yeah, he told like that. So there are so many funny things which I cannot give you all the examples, but these things really happen when you're talking unconsciously. People don't notice, but if there's someone grammar Nazi, we say, he will find out, okay, this is a wrong sentence. So let's try to understand what this grammar is all about. Okay. So under grammar, I told you, it's a system of putting the words in a right manner so that we can get a meaningful sentence. So under grammar in your PGCET, what they focus more is parts of speech. Parts of speech is in one sentence, first part, second part. You can divide it into these 8 parts of speech. And I think you will remember your Ritam is from your high school now or primary, who taught you English. Okay, now Rama is walking, Sita is sitting, and cat jumped on the table. So you may have thought, when your small siblings or cousins are studying at home, you'll be thinking, what, all this A for apple, B for ball, Rama is sitting, he's running, she's crying. So now it has come back to you again. See, as I told you, this is like Vikram Betala. It will never go out. It will keep on coming back to you in your life, and you have to keep on studying it. So here, parts of speech. First one is noun. Many of you will know about it. And even if you don't know, it's okay. It's simple. Noun is a name of a thing. See, for example, when you're in your communication, when you're talking to someone, you may call someone by name. Instead of telling, I live in a big city, you say, I live in Mangalore. So it can be place, person, thing. For example, see, a person, Daniel, place, London, table, hope. Mary uses a blue pen. See here, Mary is a noun, pen is a noun, letters is a noun. So noun is a word which indicates a particular person's name or a person, place, or thing's name. Then we have its brother called pronoun. This is a lazier version of a noun. Instead of using the word, we use a substitute word like he, I, we, you, it. Okay, Mr. Abhishek is living in Mangalore. He will come tomorrow. So instead of using Mr. Abhishek is living in Mangalore, Abhishek will come to tomorrow, you are using pronoun you use noun once and you're using pronoun again for the same person. Instead of using Abhishek again, I'm using I. So it also is used in place of a noun. Okay, a noun phrase to avoid repetition. Yeah, some people are raising hands. Can you just type if you have any queries? Those are you can just type it in chat box. Samas, Savita madam, if you have any important questions there, please tell me.
Yes, we do are following. In case we come across, we'll let you know, sir.
Okay. Then we have adjectives. See, this is like adding or doing a makeup for a particular word, right? See here, adjective means describes or modifies and gives more information. Instead of telling uh, I am in a city, you say I am in a big city. So that word big gives a kind of added makeup or a kind of added feature. That's what adjective, adding a feature. Instead of telling she's a girl, you say she's a pretty girl. She's a girl, it is understood. What kind of girl? Pretty girl. So cold, happy. He's a happy or young, he's a young man. Or instead of telling he's a man, we can understand he's a man, but we add one young word to give a description or identify his feature. He's a young man. So if we are asked to identify an adjective, look for the word before the noun. Okay, it's a cold place. Okay, or how many friends we are two friends. So the little girl, see which girl? The little girl has a pink hat. What color hat? Pink. So pink tells the feature of the hat. So I feel like a primary high school teacher. It's nice now. Okay. So next one is verb. Verb in French they say verb because they have a e is pronounced as a verb. So varies. So verb is a word which tells the action what a particular noun is doing. Okay, I am sitting. Now, sitting is a action, or I'm speaking to you. Speaking is an action. So, any word that indicates a action, so is an action or state of being. I'm sitting. State of being means I'm sitting. In what state I am? I'm sitting now. Okay. Or it can show present as well as past also. He did it or he's doing it. So examples are go, going, speak, speaking, live, lived, be, been. I listen to the word and they repeat it, and then repeat it. Sorry. I listen. Listen means you're doing something. So there's an action. I listen to the word and repeat it. Repeat is an action again. So that's how you identify. Any word which is telling an action is called verb. Now, if they will give a question like identify the verb in this sentence. So you have to find a word which is telling the action of that particular noun. Adverb. This is again an addition, brother of verb. Okay, here it in adjective the noun is modified. In adverb the verb is modified. So modifies a verb, an adjective, or any other or another adjective. It tells how, where, and when. Okay, it answers questions like how, where, and when. Like the words for these adverbs are slowly. He is walking. It's understood he's walking, but how is he walking? He's walking slowly. He is running fast. Fast is also it tells about how the action is done. Okay, how the action is done. You identify the verb adjacent or by just next to it will be the adverb. For example, slowly, very, always, well, two. Yesterday I ate my lunch. Yesterday I ate my lunch. When? See, there are two adverbs there. Yesterday is answering the question when. Quickly is answering the question how. I ate my lunch quickly. So that is again you're telling what was the speed of it. Then next comes preposition. The word itself is self-explanatory. Preposition, where a particular item or a person is placed. For example, the cat jumped on the table or off the table. The book is under the table. It tells the position of a particular object, person, or a place. So shows the relationship of a noun phrase or a pronoun to another word. Where is it? Okay, for example, at, on, in, from, with, about. I left my key on the table for you. So here the position is people have difficulty telling the difference between side, adjacent, besides. You have to be very particular. I think in logical reasoning it was taught to you left to, adjacent to, beside. So you have to understand this answer. Okay, because it tells the position of a particular noun and pronoun where it is. The cat jumped on again where it jumped on. Jumped is a verb here. So preposition, whichever word tells the particular position on it, by, you have to be very careful about it and try to understand the meaning of adjacent, besides, okay, all those things. Then we have conjunction. Now let's split the word junction. What is the understanding from the word meaning junction? Padil Junction, Kankanadi Junction, Nantur Junction. What does it mean? What do you mean by junction? ನಮ್ಮ ಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದು ಮೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ. ಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ ಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? Yes, chat. Center. Okay, center. Meeting point, center. Okay, center they say. Circle. Okay. See, a junction is where two roads meet, or where two things meet together to form a particular straight line or sentence. Now, in Nantur Junction, we have road from Kulshekara, Kankanadi, Padil, and again Nantur coming and forming a junction there. Same way, coming to grammar, conjunction means a word used to connect two independent sentences. When this word, what it does, it connects the two words or two sentences, sorry, and makes it into a one complete sentence. Actually, those two sentences are independent. They can be spoken independently. But using this word, you are going to join it and make it a complete sentence. So here, conjunction means joins two words, ideas, phrases together and shows how they are connected. For example, the words like and. Some people will say and. Some people say and. Or, but is or, not or. Or, but, because, until, if. I was hot and tired, but I still finished it. See, I was hot, not the other hot, weather hot. I know you people will misunderstand. I told you, one word can mean many things. Naku tanti style. So here, I was hot means he was feeling hot. Don't take it another way. And tired. He was hot as well as he was tired, but I still finished it. I finished it anyhow. So here, and but are the two conjunctions. Next comes interjection. Now, some people have the habit of calling it interjunction. No, it's not interjection, it's interjection. So interjection is kind of a drama. A drama you do when you say something. It's like a dramatic, to give a dramatic effect to your statement or a sentence, you use interjections. Okay. So here interjection is like, I request students to message to everyone, because if you message to me privately, only I can see. We have professors who are looking at the chat. So if you have to ask anything, please type it to and using the option everybody. Don't just message me privately, because I will not be able to see the chat. So whenever you're typing something, use the everybody option. So interjection, a word or a phrase that expresses a strong emotion. It's like, oh my God, OMG, what you say? But OMG is not actually a kind of interjection. But now that has become a kind of interjection where people are like, OMG. So here we have this famous, alas, he is dead. That word alas with exclamatory mark, anything with an exclamatory mark. Ouch, hey, wow, oh. And some people like, HMM. I really don't understand sometimes when people use that. Depends on your mood. If you're in a good mood, you'll write HMMMMM, go like long. And if you're not in a good mood, HM, done. Sometimes we don't even understand what you're feeling. So it should be expressed in a right manner and whenever using an interjection, use that exclamatory. Okay, wow, I passed my English exam. So you are expressing your happiness or sadness. It could be anything. Surprise. So any word which tells you, see, if you are to learn this interjection properly, you have to read novels. Okay, drama novels, anything. If you're reading novels, you'll have, because they're using direct sentences, you will find a lot of interjections there, because the writer wants you to know what they're feeling. So if you want, so that's why whenever you write congratulations, use exclamation mark at the end. Otherwise, it will be like a congratulation. But if you use exclamation, that time it gives a kind of, yeah, he's really excited. Otherwise, it's like congratulations. It's like how you write LOL. You're not even smiling, but you write LOL, laughing out loud. But your face is like, LOL, done. You see, whatever you're saying and whatever you're feeling should match. Only then the language has a purpose. You're feeling something and you're saying something, that doesn't serve the purpose. Okay, you have to mean what you say. It is not, and sometimes, again, a very important thing in language, it is not what you say, it is how you say that matters. You can say the best thing in the worst way. You can say the worst thing in the most best way. Okay, so understand, this is how you build your skill in language. So I hope I have time. Okay, yeah, I have time. So any doubts here in these 8 parts of speech? Any doubts here?
Professor Ankit Kumar.
Yes.
Due to lack of time, the participants cannot message to everyone because there will be a rush of
Okay.
messages. So they'll be able to message only you and the host. So they cannot
Okay.
message everyone. In case if there is any serious concern, I do on a chat. If you do not observe, I'll definitely get into your notice. And
Okay.
we are
Okay.
almost coming towards an end of the scheduled time. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Time is never our friend. Okay. So this is some of the examples of praise definition. So here, the tiny mouse, noun praise, was reading, very tall, and only occasionally when on the table. So a phrase is a group of two or more functioning as a meaningful unit. So what is a phrase? A group of two or more words functioning as a meaningful unit within a sentence or clause. So why do we have to learn these parts of speech? They are the building blocks of English language. Without that, you will not make any sense. Understanding and applying a process in learning, it is a foundation to improve your writing. So please don't take grammar lightly. It is a serious thing. So please don't create your own grammar. Coming to next one is idioms, or some people say idioms. It's idioms. So idioms is a, what to say, fancy way of saying a boring word. That's all. Okay. Instead of telling a very boring sentence, use a kind of fancy, stylish way of telling it. Idiom is a phrase where the words together have a meaning that is different from the dictionary definition. Okay, you should not take it literally. See, don't take idioms literally. Okay, because let's say when the pig fly, you will never see a pig fly. When do we use the word when the pig flies? It is when it is to describe something impossible, because we know pigs will not fly, except it's a swine flu, that's different. So idioms are a fancy way of telling the same thing, but the meaning will be little boring, but you don't want to be a boring speaker. That's why you use idioms as a daily usage, and it's fun. Okay, you get a kind of knack for telling it, and people will like to listen to you instead of using the same boring sentences. So most common idioms in English are like, how was the exam? A piece of cake. What does it mean? Did anyone serve you cake in the exam? No. Piece of cake means it was very easy, right? So instead of telling it was very easy, you say it was piece of cake. And another is a hot potato. Some contrast. How was the paper? It was hot potato. Yeah, it was very difficult. So so something which is very controversial. You don't want. It's a hot potato. It's a hot potato topic. Then another is once in a blue moon. That means rarely. See, blue moon is actually a myth. It may be there or may not, but it's very rare. So instead of telling he comes very rarely, he comes once in a blue moon. So that way, I visit my grandfather once in a blue moon. A bed of roses. Life is not a bed of roses. We say that means it's not an easy option. Instead of telling life is not easy, life is not a bed of roses, some kind of wacky way of saying something. It's raining cats and dogs. How is the weather? It's raining cats and dogs. That means it's raining very heavily. It's not like really cats and dogs are falling down. The why that expression came is because when the rain drop falls on the roof, it makes a very noise, right? A heavy sound, which it is equal to some like a dog and a cat fighting. So that's why that expression, it's raining cats and dogs, because the sound is like that. When pigs fly, that's what I said. Something that will never happen or impossible. Uh, uh, okay, you're going to pass IS. Okay, let's see when the pig flies. So that kind of expression will say. Then devil's advocate again, a person who is that side also, this side also. It's like two ways. You can't trust it. Miss the boat or miss the train. The boat has sailed. We say that I will not forgive you. That boat has sailed, we say. Apple of my eyes. You see a small child, very pretty. Oh, is my apple of my eyes. It's very precious or dear. Zip your lips. Like instead of telling shut up, zip it. We say zip it. So as I told you, it's a fancy way. The question may be like they will give you a statement, and you have to find a idiom which will explain the entire statement. Okay, they'll say write the proper idioms for something that will never happen or is impossible. They'll give four options. So you have to select when pigs fly. So that way the question will be. Okay, they'll give the statement. You have to find the idioms. Phrase I explained to you is a combination of all words put in such a way that it gives a meaningful word. Idioms again: bed of roses, bird's eye view, red letter day, tall talk. Now coming to another, this is, see, we heard about pairs indicating relationship. That means two words. What is the relationship? It is also called as verbal analogies. Same as pairs indicating relationship. another word for pairs indicating relationship. Here, two different words will be given. You have to find out which is what is similarity between the two words. You will understand when I give you this one. For example, these are the examples here. So these are the ways the questions will come. They may ask antonym, elevate. What is a synonym of elevate? What is the same word for elevate? Elevate. You have to say reduced, antonym, biased, impartial. So here many other varieties will be given. You have to find a common characteristics between the two. Okay, they'll be giving. I'll give you the example here. For example, whisper. If whisper is to speak, find relationship and find out the answer here. If whisper is to speak, what is the answer? What could be the answer? Is it brush, touch, skip, walk, listen here? What is the similarity between whisper and speech? C. Okay, they say listen here. D. Listen here. Okay, fine. So let's see the answer. Whisper means to speak softly. So here, instead of telling the word spoke, they use the word whisper. That means doing something very softly. So here we have an option called as brush. What do you mean by brush? It's not your literal brush which you use for paint. Brush means just a small slight touch. Here, the action or the doing is slight, gentle. See, whispering means what? You're gently or silently speaking to them instead of shouting. Same way, brush means instead of touching it hard, you're just brushing it. We say just brush it off. So here the relationship was the way it was done. So for example, here, mother is baby. So what will be dog? If mother is to baby, what will be for dog? What is the relationship between mother and baby? So dog will be puppy. Very good. Books is to page. Month is to, what does month have? If books has pages, here we are talking about what the book has. What does it contain? Month is to days. Very good. If big means enormous, small means, what is a, see, big, the synonym of big is enormous. What is a synonym for small? See, here the word enormous is used. They didn't use large. Remember that. If big is large, that time it will be little. They use the word enormous. That means minuscule. Yes, very small. Minuscule. You have to see both the words. See, if in place of enormous they had used large, that then the answer will be little. But they had used enormous. That means minuscule. Artist is to paint. Fish is to, what does artist do? They paint. So fish will swim. Very good. Here we are talking about the verb, what the person is doing. Catch is to caught. Eat is to, here we are talking about tenses. Ate. Very good. Ate. Tired is to sleep. Thirsty is to, see, if you're tired, what you have to do? You have to sleep. If you're thirsty, you have to, very good, drink. So I hope you understood how to identify the relationship or what to say, analogies. Then this will take a little more time in your exam, that is sentence correction. So I suggest that whenever you have these questions, attempt these questions first. Other things will take little time. Here I want you to focus on this sentence correction. This will be done if you are understood all the verb whichever we learned now, pronouns, adjectives, everything. Using those, you have to do the sentence correction. They will see. Good thing is that they will mark the place where the mistake is. They'll give a statement and they'll mark it. See, for example, if this is a question, actual question. If the book have been cataloged last week, why haven't they been placed on the shelf? So in the question paper also, they will mark the place where there's a mistake. So your work is saved. You need not research for the mistake. They will point out where the mistake is. But what you have to do is you have to correct it. Now you have to select from that. Okay. So the answer, I will not talk about long. The answer is D. That is where catalog. So you see, this is wrong. Have been is wrong. So the correct answer is where. You'll be getting your book. The explanation will be given there. Again, see, the mistake is the that led eventually. That in this there's some mistake in that three words. The option is C here. That eventually led. See, the led word has to be replaced. That was a mistake. They wrote that led eventually. What the correct answer is? That eventually led. That you have to select. I wish I could explain this to everything, but coming to the last two sections here, last section, famous book. And I'll tell you, those who are habitual readers, those who have a hobby of reading, it's going to be very easy for them. And those people who hate books, you better start reading now, because until you cannot know the authors and titles of every book. So if you are a habitual reader, this will help you. You will know which, and don't worry, they'll ask only names of the classics, very famous book. They'll not ask any book which is not known, and it will be from English literature only. Okay, it will not be not from any outside sources or outside language. So let me have a small quiz here. Great Expectation, this is a classic. Can anyone tell who wrote this? Yeah, I'll open the chat box. Yeah, who wrote The Great Expectation? Don't Google it. William Shakespeare. That is one famous name, but he didn't write it. Anyone else? Great Expectation is a classic. Charles. Someone is close by. Charles Dickens. Very good. Zainab. Very good. Charles Dickens. I hope you're not Googled it. Let's be honest with ourselves. To Kill a Mockingbird is a Pulitzer Prize winner. Who wrote this? To Kill a Mockingbird. It's a very famous book. Ezra, no. Any other answers? To Kill a Mockingbird. Harper Lee, yes. Harper Lee, very good. The Great Gatsby. We had a film by DiCaprio and Amitabh Bachchan here. The Great Gatsby. Who wrote this? Who wrote The Great Gatsby? Don't Google. If you're taking time, I have a doubt you're Googling. Fitzgerald, Scott Fitzgerald. Okay. Yeah, Scott Fitzgerald. And this is my favorite, the Da Vinci Code. Who wrote this? He has written many books. I'm a fan of him. Who wrote Da Vinci? William Shakespeare, no? It's a new one. Don. Leonardo. Dan Brown. Yes, Dan Brown. Very good. Dan Brown. Okay, let's come to the Indian. The Guide. Devanand's film was based on this. Who wrote the book The Guide? Yes? Narayan. R.K. Narayan. Narayan, very good. He has a brother who was a famous cartoonist. Who was he? Can anyone tell? He had used to find his cartoons, The Common Man. Who wrote that? Is his brother. Lakshman. R.K. Lakshman. Yes. So very good. Okay, this is a recent one. It won the Booker Award. The White Tiger is from our place only. The writer is from our place. Born, studied in our famous colleges here. The White Tiger. Adiga. What Adiga? Just Arvind Adiga. Yes. The White Tiger by Arvind Adiga. So a final slide of my day. So these are some of the sources which I want you to go through in internet. It's free. This will help you to learn. There are a lot of sources. It's a fortunate thing about English literature. Very n number of sources. So if there are some online apps and a website which you can go through. First is Duolingo. It's a all-rounder app. It has everything, speaking. And also I like to go through. I want you to go through these YouTube videos for IELTS. We call it as IELTS. So we have Duolingo. Then we have Quiz Your English, the best for exam preparation. So it is free online app, Quiz Your English. Then we have the British Council, the best for grammar. I always use this. The app is available online. Then we have 6,000 words that will help you to learn vocabulary best. Okay, new words. Then we have bilingual. This is for your reading speed. See, another thing about English language is improve your reading speed. Make sure you read at least any book for at least 20 minutes in a day. The more you practice reading, your speed increases. Otherwise, to finish one page, it will be difficult. So most of the time you have this time problem. I didn't get time. I didn't get enough time. So if you are having a practice of reading every day, your speed increases. You just have to scan through it. You do not go one by one. So use this bilingual. They have a lot of passages which you can use. Then we have Hello Talk. Those who want to practice talking, it's like an interface, okay, where you can talk and it will reply to you. Then we have Grammarly. I use it also in my official letters. It's an online grammar check software, free. Then we have BBC Learning English, the best for everyday English. So these are some of the best I gave you. There are more. You can check it. Instead of having so many game application, this will not take so much of space in your mobile also. So see, English is a funny language because a fat chance and a slim chance are the same thing. I told you, right? There's so many ways. This both means the same thing. Fat chance also means the same. A slim chance also means the same. And language is the light of the mind. I told you in the beginning, if you are able to have good language, you'll be able to express everything that in the mind. See, language is power. So many people have made millions just by talking. We have Shiv Khera, we have Nick Djokovic, then we have so many motivational speakers. They say the same thing in a different way. We know whatever they're saying, but they tell it in such a way that we fall for them. So improve your language. Have the thirst to learn new languages every time. You will improve. So finally, break a leg. What does it mean? I used the idiom here. Break a leg means all the best. So this is a fancy way of saying, don't go to break your leg. Literally, please don't break your leg. This is an idiom for all the best. Okay, break your leg. So thank you so much. I'm done for the day. So bella ciao, adios, au revoir. You are a very passionate and patient listener. I hope I did my justice here. Hope you got to know. You are wonderful. Thank you. So thank you so much. So this is me signing off. Any questions if you
Yep.
have? Yes, madam.
I believe almost more of our students were able to clear their doubts, okay, by having your session much cleared at the point wherein you have rectified all the clarifications they had to do. Moreover, so coming to a conclusion, sir, as rightly said by Sushma ma'am, it was one of the commendable sessions, sir. And from the respondents' point of view, yes, they had a lot of wisdom sharing and knowledge sharing through the session. Yes, through a lot of enthusiasm. Okay, and it is much evidable from the chats as well. Okay, many of the students have mentioned their the session was so much of enjoying, and they had learned a lot through this session. Okay. Ankit sir, it was a really interesting session, sir, altogether. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Now, moving ahead to the next session, which would be handled by Ramesh sir. Suchitra ma'am would be introducing the guest. Suchitra ma'am, over to you.
Professor Suchitra, please yourself. You have been given the credentials. This is technical team. Professor Suchitra, please unmute.
Good morning. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. Involve me and I learn. Where the importance of training session lies. Thank you for being here for the second session of the day today. We are pleased to welcome Professor Ramesh Keji, Head of Dean Strategic Planning, Sahyadri College of Engineering and Management. He has 13 years of industry experience and 7 years of PG teaching experience. He was the regional manager at ICICI Prudential Life Insurance for Karnataka and Goa. Chief Manager with ICICI Bank, Mumbai, handling retail asset operations. He is the Chief Coordinator of Admission and Placement. And today, in this session, he will be teaching you all with general knowledge. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, so before Professor Ramesh KG starts, dear students, I feel you should follow Professor Ramesh KG on Facebook. Every day he has some insightful stories to share, and general knowledge is a peak. So he's at the peak. So being with him, my knowledge has increased in terms of the current affairs. And that is why we thought nobody else would do justice other than our Professor Ramesh KG himself. So presenting before you, Professor Ramesh KG, request you to take over, sir.
Thank you, Sushma. Thanks for this nice introduction, Suchitra and Sushma. Hope I'm audible. Just to check. Hope I'm audible. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
you're audible.
So before I start the session, today I'm going to take a session on PGCET training, where one component is general knowledge, which is very much required in today's world, especially when you get into a management course like MBA. More knowledgeable you are, you are able to handle the things much better. Now that's what I feel. And with whatever experience that I carry, as introduced by Suchitra, I think one thing that has been part of my success is having more information about variety of things. You may not be a master of one, but if you are able to master the art of having knowledge about various information that is available to you, and that's what management is all about. It is not only knowing what you are and who you are, knowing what is happening in and around you, that makes you a great leader. That's what I believe in, and that's what the session that is given to me, and I hope I'll make justice to the session. And to begin with, just let me start sharing the screen. Hope it is visible to all of you. The screen is visible.
Yes, sir. It's very no problem. Please,
Yeah. Okay. So now, first, I think you may be knowing, what kind of general knowledge questions, what kind of pattern, that will be there for the PGCET examination. And definitely, I'm going to touch upon that. One more thing you may be interested to know about, what is the PGCET exam process is all about. I think this is something which I'll touch up in the end, because this is also very, very crucial. Just applying exam is not the end of it, or preparing for the exam is not end of it. You need to have a lot of information about
sorry to interrupt, Professor Ramesh. Samarth here. There is something called as annotation. Disable annotation.
Samarth, I'm not able to hear you.
Would you be able to for participants sharing the screen? So there is an annotation option. Disable annotation for the participants.
Which I need to do.
As you are sharing a screen.
Disable, huh?
Yes, sir. If you go to annotations, there is one option called as delete.
And I can see the annotation, but then clear.
Students, please, you've been great audience till now. We request you to follow the decorum of the session. Request you not to mess with the, the session right now. It's going on really well. Kindly bear with us.
I have the only clear option. Where is the option for?
You will find the 3 dots next to it. There is 3 dot drop down.
Yeah.
Wherein you have disabled.
Yeah, I have
annotation
disabled. I have disabled it.
Yes.
Okay.
So once you clear, first you have to clear and then disable.
Yeah, it's done, I guess.
Done. Yeah.
Good
Okay.
to go, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. So now this is what I'm going to cover about the general knowledge, what you need to be aware of, how you can prepare yourself, where you can get the info from. That is one thing that I'm going to cover. The second one is, which is more critical, is to understand the PGCET process. Like as I told you, by applying your job is not done, or by preparing for the PGCET exam, your job is not done. Your job will be done only when you know the entire process. So that's what I'm going to take you through in the end. So it will be, a useful session for you. So at the end of the day, my aim is to make you happy and learn a lot in the process. Okay. Now, before I begin the session, let me test your knowledge. let me test your knowledge, like, how prepared you are, because I think you already applied for the PGCET exam. Most of you are, want to write and, get into the good colleges, but let me test your knowledge in general. So are you ready? 1, 2, and 3. Yes. So I'll ask you a couple of questions, okay, from whatever, I have studied in recent days. Let us see, like, whether you know the answer. Before this COVID started, we began with the Janta curfew to tackle the issue. Now, please let me know when COVID-19 was announced on. Yeah. I can see the chart. I think 1 minute. Yeah, it says, so some people say March 20, March 22. The exact answer is March 22nd, and it's a Sunday when, yeah, somebody said you already showed the answer also, but even after showing the answer, people are writing March 18. That's what general knowledge is all about, right? By knowing the answer, that does not mean you're going to write the right answer, so people have missed there. Okay, so the next question. Now, you know that India is in the third position in terms of total corona cases. Name the two countries which is topping the list. Name the two countries which is topping the list. One is obviously USA. The next one. Next one. People say China, people say Brazil, people say Russia, people say Europe. Europe is not a country. Europe is a continent. US and Brazil. Yeah, obviously it is US and Brazil. I think, see now, corona news, every time when you open up a newspaper today, you get the corona news, right? So you should know, like, what is happening in and around you. So it is US and Brazil. Okay, next question. Little tough one. Name the current Chief Justice of India. Name the current Chief Justice of India. Somebody said Bobde, Sharath Arvind. Somebody said Mehra, Arvind Bobde. Yeah, the Chief Justice of India is Sharad Arvind Bobde. He is the 47th Chief Justice of India. Okay. Next question. Who was appointed as chairperson
Professor
of...
Ramesh,
Yeah.
I think you have stopped screen sharing. Would you please enable it again?
Who was appointed as chairperson of HCL Technology recently?
Thank you.
Yeah, somebody is raising the hand. You can speak out if the option is available to you.
The option is
Shivnada's daughter, Radhika. What is Shivnada? Rosni Nadar. But her Toshiba Nadar, no. I think I can see a lot of people participating. The answer is, it is Roshni Nadar Malhotra, because she is now married, because her name is Malhotra now. Her husband is also working for HCL. And you should know about this. Yeah, she is the daughter of Shiv Nadar, the HCL founder. She is the richest Indian lady, with the net worth of 36,800 crores now. And she was ranked 54th on the Forbes list of 100 powerful women, in 2019 list. You should know these answers. Okay, next question. Name the Indian company which has become debt-free company in last 1 month. This company has become debt-free. Jio is not a company. Reliance, yeah, somebody said Preetham, Reliance. See, now this is a problem. I asked about the company, people are saying Ambani. Ambani is not. See, Reliance Jio is not at a listed company. It is Reliance Industry. Reliance Industry in last 1.5 months, they got investment of around 1,54,000 crores, 54,000 crores. So Reliance has become one of the debt-free companies. Okay, now I have divided into two parts. Now, one set of questions that I have asked from the recent past and all. Let us move to the next question before I start my training. Okay, next set of questions. Please try to answer this now. Which city is ranked as first cleanest city in the smart city survey? Panipat, Mysore, Mysore in Karnataka. Somebody said Indore. Madhu said Indore. Gomez said Gujarat. Gujarat is a state. Rakshit again Indore. Yeah, it is nice. Indore is the city which has declared as the first cleanest city in the smart city survey. I think, some people have got it right. The next question, which article of the constitution deals with president rule? President can, with the approval of union cabinet, they can 356, 342, Swastik 356, Hemant said 342, Murshid says 370, which Srinivas Naik says 356 again. Okay, the correct answer is Article 356, through which, with the cabinet approval, president rule can be imposed on a particular state. Yeah, 356 is the right answer. Next question. Who is the current governor of Reserve Bank of India? I think since the corona, lot of announcements were made in terms of reducing the interest rate and things like that. Urjit Patel is the person who is already some people say Shashikant, some people say Shaktikant. Sushma Swaraj, she is passed away now, so there is no point in Sushma Swaraj heading the Reserve Bank of India. So the correct answer is Shaktikant Das. You might have seen this guy announcing a lot of measures to tackle the economic crisis. Okay, so it is one word. Shaktikant is one word. Shaktikant Das is name. The next question: Tanpura is a. What do you mean known Tanpura as? What is Tanpura? Have you heard this? Instrument, music instrument. Yeah, most of you are getting it. Yeah, Tanpura is a music instrument, right? Next question. Man Ki Baat is radiocasted on. Tanpura is not a drum. Somebody said drum. It is not a. Now look at the question. Man Ki Baat is radiocasted on what date? Which day of the month? Last Sunday of every month. I think Manish is saying last Sunday of every month. The answer is yes. Last Sunday of every month, Man Ki Baat is telecasted. Maximum number of satellites launched in a single mission. You may also say who has launched it. What is the maximum number of satellites have been launched? I think Nayak says 104. Yakshita says 16. Srinivas Nayak says 4. Manish again, the answer 104. And the answer is 104 by none other than Indian Space Research Organization, that is ISRO, right? Now, are you confused? I think some of you, with knowing the answer, you are giving the wrong answer, and some of the questions are confusing. Now, if you look at the two parts that I have shown you, one in the beginning and the rest one, the first one is the question I picked it from recent past and things like that. The second set of questions are actually the questions which has come in the PGCET question paper in the previous years. I talked with Man Ki Baat, I talked about the ISRO, I talked about the Tanpura. All these questions were asked in the previous year PGCET question paper. Now, if you're not able to answer it, that means you are not preparing well. Now, some people may ask, this guy, he comes on some Kannada channel and say he gunte. Some people may be stunned. I think he gunte questions. There's a confusion that you have. What kind of questions people are asking. Yeah, but then you should be knowing, because you are preparing for the PGCET exam. You need to take utmost care into understanding what kind of questions are being asked in the PGCET with specific reference to general knowledge. So you may ask how to get started. Okay, how to start preparing myself for the PGCET exam. First of all, there are a lot of PGCET question papers available of previous years. just to understand the pattern, how the question paper will be, you need to refer to this PGCET question paper. That is your first hand information about how the pattern is, what kind of question they will ask. Okay, so please refer some old question paper, okay, immediately. Now, how to access this question paper? You may be wondered, like, where I will get this question paper. Please, note the URL link that I'm giving. Okay, if you look at, the entire link is the same for 2019, 18, and you just change the year in this particular link. Go to your link and paste it, and you will get the question paper of previous years. Okay, so that is one homework that you need to do today, going back and looking for the previous year PGCET question paper, because you cannot start from nowhere. You need to start somewhere, looking at the format of PGCET question paper. So if you look at this, the kea.kr.nic.in, I think you have visited this site to apply for the PGCET exam /PGCET and write the year and look for MBA question paper, because PGCET exam also happens for MC and MTech students. So you need to be clear about what kind of question paper that you need to pick. So you have to pick the question paper belong to MBA. So this is very much required to understand the pattern. Now, if you want to look at the solved, there are some YouTube links, which you can refer, okay, just to understand, this question paper being solved. There is one link by, 7th Sense aptitude preparation. They have listed out all the PGCET question paper, and they are discussing and solving this question paper. Okay, and there is something, some institute called Prashant Education. They have YouTube link year wise solving all the previous year question paper. These are some link that you can refer on YouTube to have an access and understand how the questions can be solved and how to pick up your answer. That is one. Okay, then you can now, before getting into other sources, now you have understood the pattern, right? And if you look at the PGCET site, they talk about various sections which can be there. Even the question is only for 25 marks. Okay, but then the pattern can be like, question can be picked from variety of topics. Now, what are these variety of topic? Let us understand. Okay, the first and foremost, they talk about Indian business environment. Now, what kind of a question that you can expect from Indian business environment? Okay, now the question that can come here is like some of the laws that is passed by the union government. Okay, union government from time to time they pass a lot of legislations. That can be asked as one of the question, like what this law related to, or when this law got passed, or okay, who is going to impact, who passed this bill. Those kind of question can be asked. That is one set of question that you can get on Indian business environment. The next question, kind of question, like the latest, you may have seen in last 1 or 2 years, a lot of merger and acquisition happening across the business houses. So a lot of merger and acquisition recently, if you can think of, is like the banks merger and acquisition that have happened. Okay, the companies taking stake and things like that. It can be acquisition, it can be amalgamation. All those questions can be part of Indian business environment. The next set of questions are on the regulatory bodies. You have RBI, you have Security and Exchange Board of India, you have IRDA, all the regulatory bodies which are regulating the business that happens. Okay, in terms of financial system, in terms of companies, which are the regulatory body which are handling the rules and regulations pertinent to that. Okay, then you can also be asked questions on the company growth performance. Some of the company performance can be asked for you to refer and answer those questions. The next set of questions can be on the GDP, especially like what are the GDP numbers for a particular year. You might have seen that India may get into negative GDP growth rate in the coming years and things like that. And these GDP numbers get announced. How frequently the GDP number gets announced? You have a yearly GDP number, but then how frequently the GDP number gets announced? Any idea? Students? Yeah, I think Hemant, you're right. GDP numbers are getting announced on a quarterly basis. But then cumulatively, you have one number for the year saying that India has grown by 7%, 6%, 5%, or whatever it is. So that number you should, be aware of. Then you have the inflation numbers. Any idea who announces the inflation numbers in India? Who announces the inflation numbers in India? Who announces inflation numbers? Yeah, RBI announces inflation numbers, but Vaibhavi, I am asking about which body is announcing the inflation number. Inflation number is announced by RBI. RBI is now the controller of inflation for last couple of quarters. But then it is getting announced on a monthly basis. There are two numbers that get announced. One is the consumer price index, and another one is the wholesale price index that you should be aware of. The next set of questions that is asked in Indian business environment is on the core sector. Now you may ask, what are these core sector? The steel, the coal, the power, all these, considered as core sectors. So people maybe ask questions on the core sector growth in India. So that is something that you need to be aware of. And general budget provisions, maybe taxation provision, budget provision can be asked, as part of, Indian business environment. So that is the first set of question that, you may be asked in the general knowledge. The next set of question, it may be related to the global business environment. Okay. Now, when you talk about global business environment, the question can be with respect to the GDP numbers of various countries, the financial position, which country which is standing first in terms of the highest GDP growth and things like that. What are different financial positions happening, of different countries. That maybe the question that can be asked. You may be asked questions on foreign policies. Okay. In few of the question paper, there are questions on the foreign policies. What passport that you need to have to get into US. For job purpose and things like that. Okay, those kind of question may be asked. So you need to be aware of that. Or recently America has banned which Chinese company which was into 5G network. Huawei, is one company which is banned by US in terms of 5G technology. So what kind of foreign policy that US has got, European Union has got. These kind of question may be asked. Then the next set of question that can come in global environment is there are a lot of bodies, United Nations, there is International Labor Organization, there is a WHO. There may be questions on these bodies, global bodies. So that you should be able to know and answer. The next set of questions is on the foreign trade, the import, export, and things like that. There may be question asked like, what is the current deficit of a particular country and things like that. Which country exports a particular item, the maximum, those kind of question can be asked in the global business environment. So this is the next set of question that can be asked in the general knowledge round. The next is on certain social events. Now you may be wondered what is social events all about. This may be like when International Yoga Day is celebrated. Okay, so question can be on those lines. Or when World Environment Day is celebrated or practiced across the world. Okay, there may be questions on World AIDS Day, like when World AIDS Day is practiced. Okay, or there may be Blood Donors Day. Okay, so there may be different dates. You go to search engines and search for different days that is uniformly practiced. Okay, so question can be on these things. So okay, very difficult to remember this, but you need to have an art of remembering these days so that you can answer these questions. Okay, even if you don't know the exact date, at least you should know the month. Once you know the month, okay, when you are given an option, there may be only one date from a particular month. Okay, then you can immediately pick up because you know the month. Then if there is only one day pertaining to that particular month, it may be easy for you to pick up. So from that point of view, you need to know these questions. Okay, the next set of questions is on the cultural events. Now, what are these cultural events? This may be some cultural event that is practiced across, maybe like, Kumbh Mela happens once in how many years? Okay, there may be question asked like when is the Tamil New Year? Okay, when is the Punjabi New Year? When you celebrate Baisakhi, when you have Yugadi in Karnataka, like what are the different way of celebrating New Year? This may be a cultural event. Okay, there is something called kite festival which happens. There may be questions on these kind of celebration, or when Holi is celebrated, so these kind of thing can be related to cultural event. These questions can be asked in the general knowledge round. Okay, then there is question related to economics. I think sometime I have seen like more questions asked from this. Now some of the question can be pertain to the union budget that is presented, budgetary provisions. Okay, like where how much money is invested, like how the government policies are taking shape, some of the schemes announced in union budget, that can be one thing that can be asked. Other things specific to government scheme, which need not be always budgetary provisions, it may be related to some of the schemes launched by the central government, some of the schemes that is launched by the state government. Because PGCT is specific to Karnataka, there may be questions asked for the on the government schemes that is launched by the state government as well. You need to aware of all the schemes that is launched in the recent past. Okay, so just to understand. Now, just to ask you one question, what is the scheme that is launched by the central government for providing insurance for the people below poverty line? What is the scheme is called? Just to break the monotony, like, let me ask this. What is the scheme that is launched by the central government to provide insurance for the... I'm not seeing any answer. You can put it in the chat box. What is the scheme launched by the central government to provide insurance? Jeevan Bima is a policy of LIC of India. That is not. What is Ayushman? Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Bima Yojana, that is for everybody. If you have a bank account, you can get into Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Bima Yojana. No, not health insurance. Garib Kalyan, it is for the poor. Somebody said Ayushman Bharat. Ayushman Bharat is the scheme to provide insurance cover for the below poverty line. I think the other schemes that we have, that is for everybody who has got a bank account, irrespective of whether you are below poverty line or above poverty line. Okay, then there are some questions related to taxation. Maybe some sections of different tax, taxation provision, the GST thing, indirect or direct tax. Question can be asked on different taxation policies. Then I have seen some questions on the 5-year plans. You might have studied in history, geography, and all. But then you need to understand the 5 years plan of different era. What it was focusing on first year 5-year plan is focusing on what. The next couple of 5-year plan focusing on what. These kind of question can be asked when it comes to economics as a subject. Okay. Then there may be question asked on management. Now, what kind of question that can be asked? This may be like about certain personalities, okay, who are heading the business and things like that. People like I show you one question on Shivanada's daughter. So that can be asked as a question. So who are running the business, who are heading different enterprises, the topmost business houses, that can be asked as a question. Then when it comes to management, there can be a different concept that you learn, as part of, management learning, maybe marketing, the finance subjects, there are HR subjects. So there may be questions on specific subjects. Okay, that may be like 4 P's of marketing: place, promotion, product, and price. There's a 4 P's of marketing. So similarly, there may be certain questions asked from HR angle, there may be certain question asked from financial domain. Okay, so these kind of question can be asked in the management section. Okay, the next set of question can be from the political event. Now, what are the political event? Like certain rules and regulation, irrespective of like who can become a member of parliament. What is the difference between a Lok Sabha and a Rajya Sabha? If the term of a MP Lok Sabha is 5 years, what is the tenure for a MP from Rajya Sabha? What is the tenure for a MP of Rajya Sabha? What is the tenure for a MP of Rajya Sabha? 6 years. I think Hemant, you are exactly right. I think this kind of question, or what is the minimum age to get into a Lok Sabha? What is the maximum age? What is the election process? These kind of questions can be asked in the political level. Next, you may be asked questions on political personality, like who was the 14th Prime Minister of India? Who led India from this year to this year? Those kind of questions can be asked. Then you can be asked questions on ministers and portfolio, like who is handling the railway ministry now? Who is handling railway ministry? You can put it in the chat box. Who handling the railway ministry? Suresh Prabhu was X, not Suresh Prabhu. Piyush Goyal is right. I think somebody read me. Piyush Goyal. I think Piyush Goyal is right. So, like this kind of question. Who is holding what portfolio? Who is the external affairs minister? Who is the external affairs minister? Ravi Shankar, Jai Shankar. It is Jai Shankar. Ravi Shankar Prasad is a telecom minister. It is Ravi Shankar, who is a bureaucrat, who was ambassador for many countries and all, who was the spokesman for Ministry of External Affairs. Now, he is heading the External Affairs portfolio. This kind of question can be asked. Okay. Then next question is a political event. It may be like, political event related to prior independence, post independence, maybe quit India movement. There are different movements that has happened. There may be question asked on the political event. So you need to be prepared for that. This kind of question that you can prepare. The next set of question is on the historical events. Okay, now what kind of historical event? It can be asked on a civilization related, which is the oldest civilization, civilization of a particular country. These kind of questions asked in the historical event. Kings and dynasties of India. Who led, Maurya, who was, heading Chalukya from a particular period. These kind of, questions can be asked. Who was the king and who are the which are the dynasties they were led, who fought war with Alexander and things like that. It can be anything to do with kings and dynasties of India. Then there may be greatest wars. You might have heard about Plassey War, the first war of independence for India. Question can be asked on his greatest wars that has been fought. So that can be next set of question. Then you may be asked question related to modern history, dates and event. When what was happened. Okay, you should be aware of the year of event. Okay, so those kind of question can be asked, like maybe First World War, the Second World War, maybe again Quit India movement. When a particular movement has started. When the war took place between India and China, India and Pakistan. There may be different question can be asked from the history. Okay, for which you need to answer with respect to dates and they may ask dates and ask you to name the specific event. So that can be the kind of question asked in historical event. The next set of questions that can be asked is on the current affairs. Current affairs, nothing, but whatever happened in the recent past, this is something that you might, reading newspaper now onwards. I don't know how it is going to help because they might have already set the question paper and all. Maybe some question what happened in the recent past. So you might have to look into some of the newspaper in the recent past related to the markets, related to the company numbers, those kind of questions. It may be related to political news also, can be in the recent past, like a lot of governments are getting changed and things like that. There may be political news. So you need to be sure about what are the current event taking place in and around you, maybe in the recent past, and you need to have hands-on experience on this. Okay, so that is, I'm not spending much time because here the question can be from any part, any question or list of item that we had. Question can be asked from the current affairs bit. Next is sports. Sports, you may be asked with a lot of events. Okay, lot of events happen, like the where the 2020 Olympic was supposed to be held. Where it was supposed to be held? 2020 Olympics. Tokyo. It's Tokyo, yeah, Tokyo. Now, but it is postponed to next year. But events like sports events specifically, I can go as like when the Wimbledon is played. When Wimbledon begins every year, barring this year, when normally Wimbledon tennis tournament begins. It is the last Sunday of May. Okay, so these kind of sports event related question can be asked in the sports round. Next is related to who is holding what record, like some specific questions on the sports record, like who is the fastest runner, who is the faster, who is the Indian to win the last Olympic medal. This kind of question can be asked in the examination. Then there may be question related to the sports personalities. Okay, sports personalities, so that you need to be aware of, like maybe Indian or a foreign sports personality who is the number one in a particular sports. That is the kind of question. Who is the longest serving number one player in tennis? Those kind of question can be asked, so you should be aware of that. Then there may be question related to some of the sports award that is given. Which is the highest sports award that is given in India? Which is the highest? Not Arjuna. Khel Ratna. Yeah, Khel Ratna award that is given to Padma Shri is a civilian award. Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna award is the right one. Okay, so you are asked questions on this, like who was the archer who won Arjuna award last year? Who was won Khel Ratna award last year? This kind of question can be so you need to be aware of who are the winners of this sports award that has been constituted. Then the next questions on the awards itself. Now here, when I say awards, you may be asked questions on the Nobel Award. Who got the Nobel Award in economics? Who got the Nobel Award for peace? This kind of question can be asked from, from the award section. Okay. Then there may be questions on the highest civilian award that is given in India, that is Bharat Ratna. Okay. Who is the president, the recent president who got the Bharat Ratna award? Recent president who got the Bharat Ratna award? You can put it in the chat box. Who is Pranab? What is his full name? Pranab Mukherjee. Yes, Pranab Mukherjee. He is the last president to get Bharat Ratna award. So you should be aware of this award. Then comes the civilian awards like Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, and Padma Vibhushan. Okay, so you need to be knowing which is the highest honor, Padma Shri or Padma Vibhushan. What comes next? Yeah, Padma Vibhushan comes in the order. So Padma Shri is the last civilian award. Padma Shri is the one which you'll get the first. Then the Padma Vibhushan you will get the above Padma Vibhushan is Bharat Ratna award. So you need to be aware of these civilian awards. Who got awards for what field and things like that. Okay, so that is something. Then there may be questions on the Oscar award. One of the famous award that is given to film personalities. People from film background. Across the globe. So there may be questions on which film got the Oscar award last year, kind of. Okay, so that is something to do with the award section. Then there may be question related to personalities and achievement. Some of the great millennials, the business leaders. Okay, questions on the political leaders. What are their achievements and things like that. Okay, then questions on the Indian industry houses, like who is heading Tata Sons, who is the person who is heading Birla Corporation. The question that I asked, like Roshni Nadar, who is going to head the HCL Technologies. Okay, so these kind of political leaders that you should be aware of. Then sports personality. Sports personality can come in the sports segment or in the personality and achievements also. There may be some question that can be asked. So you need to be aware of this. The other segment, science and technology. Now, you even though you are writing a management related examination, PGCET, but then there may be questions on science and technology, like the famous scientist, based on history, So question can be asked on that. You may be asked the Indian scientists and their inventions. Okay, famous scientists, again a question can be asked about inventions or personality, and you may be asked to spell out the invention that they carried out. So that can be something that, so you need to, like, I asked you one question about, like, what is the maximum number of satellite that has been launched in one single mission, 104. So there may be a question, which is the country which has uh, went on to the Mars mission recently? Can you put it in the chat box? Which is the country which has got into the UAE? Yes, I think Preetham Murshid, you have answered it correctly. UAE is the last country or the recent country get into the Mars mission. So this kind of question can be asked from science and technology. Again, anything to do with latest technology, like there was one question, like 1 GB means how many, 1 GB is how many MBs, or 1 MB equal to how many KBs, this kind of question. Anything related to technology can be asked. We talk about future technology, so there can be a question that can be asked on these future technology. And the last one is the questions related to music and art. Okay, so now what kind of question? Like I show you one question, they asked Tanpura is what? They've given different option, and one option was musical instrument. So that can be a surprise question for you because you never prepared for it. Yeah. Then you may be asked a question on music personalities, like on maybe they're winning the award, or their performance or their achievement. Question can be asked. Some of the music awards related questions can be asked. Who is the singer who got a specific award? Okay, that can be asked. Different types of which is the traditional dance of a particular state in the country, that can be asked. So you should be aware of what is the traditional dance form of Assam. What is the traditional dance form of Assam? You can put it in the chat box. What is called Bihu? Kuchipudi? No, Bihu is the traditional dance form of Assam. So that's what I said. You may be asked questions on these pertaining topics also. So you need to be prepared for that. Okay. So now these are the questions can be asked from varied field. Then always etc. etc. You may be having a surprise question that can be asked, even though we have listed out. You might have prepared a lot, but then there may be a surprise question from some other field. So from that point of view, you need to be really aware of what kind of question. Now let me come to how you can prepare yourself. You need to read newspapers. You need to newspapers because as I told you, I don't feel any value addition. See, make it a practice, not your Karavaliyale or evening newspapers or some Bakwas newspaper. Go through news channels which make sense, actually the business news channels. Okay, read newspaper. I recommend Economic Times or a Business Line from a management or a business point of view. Then you have Hindu, the Times of India, those kind of English newspapers to get a lot of knowledge. Maybe now preparing for the event that is going to happen now, you may not get many of the questions because question paper might have been set now, but then you need to refer a lot of newspapers. You go back and check for some of the newspaper. Now nowadays there are a lot of apps available. Okay, you can download news apps. There is something called InShot, there is something called Daily Hunt, and there are specific news channels. You have CNN, you have BBC, different news channel apps that you can download, and you can put the notification on. So whenever there are some critical news that you need to be aware of, these kind of news can be from international news point of view. You can refer BBC, CNN, or Reuters. So these are the news apps which can give you a lot of information. Then there is something called Manorama Yearbook. I think before the technology era, people used to refer Manorama Yearbook for preparing any competitive exam for that matter. Now it is available online also. I think you have to pay rupees 149 or something for subscription for 1 month or something. Just you go and check. But then this is something like where all the events of different fields, you can get it there. Manorama Yearbook, where information related to any particular stream, you will get it. Section wise, lot of question happened in the recent past, that is listed here. You can just subscribe it and get it. If you can buy the book, I don't think buying the book really makes sense, because it year on year you get a new edition. So from that point of view, you can refer to Manorama yearbook. There are some website links with the answers. There is something called GK Today, there is something called EduDose, there is something called Fresher Live, and there is something called All India Exams, and there is something called Jagan Josh. These are the website which will give you a lot of insight about general knowledge question pertaining to the specific item that we discussed a couple of slides earlier. Okay, so these are the link that going to help you a lot in preparing yourself for the competitive exam. Now let me give you a few tips. Okay, this is in general how you need to prepare. Okay, since there is no negative marks, which is the basic that is told to everybody, like you need to attempt all the questions. Okay, don't miss out on any questions. You need to have a tab on before you submit your paper to the invigilator in the class. Make sure that you have not missed out answering any questions. Okay, I will tell you why when I get into the PGCET process, but then attempting all the questions are very, very critical. Okay, then which is commonly told, attempt the known questions first. You may have 100 questions. Don't waste time if you're getting stuck in the particular question. Okay, but then attempt the known questions first. Okay, the next is, I recommend attempt aptitude and logical reason question first, because it needs a lot of workings, right? You need to work out a lot of things. So from that point of view, out of whatever the time that you have, break it segment wise: aptitude, logical reasoning, English and general knowledge. Start attempting the question. You may require more time for aptitude and logical reason, because you need to apply a lot of formulas. Then you need to work it out and then answer it. So from that point of view, please attempt that. Especially for the questions that you don't know the answer, get into the elimination technique. Now you may be like watching a KBC episode on a TV channel. Normally what happens, sitting at home, it is very easy for you to make a judgment, right? Arey boss, itna silly question he is not able to answer. It's simple, the question people are not able to answer. But when you sit at the hot chair, even if you know the answer, sometimes you get stuck, right? So you are given 4 options. Okay, how you can eliminate certain answer, you're for sure that that it is like making 50-50 types. Okay, eliminate the first 2 answer which is not at all possible to be answered for that particular question. Eliminate that, then out of remaining 2, selecting 1. Okay, so that is something that you can practice, how you can eliminate the wrong answers. Then you need to break your head only on the other options available. Even though I told you attempt aptitude and logical reason first, but also if you are good at particular thing, if general knowledge and English is your strength, English is your strength, logical reasoning your strength, aptitude is your strength, work on your strength. Okay, most of the time what happens now, because I told you don't get into aptitude. If English is your strength, if general knowledge is your strength, attempt that first, because once you start answering confidently, automatically you will see that most of your answer will be right. Okay, so that is the kind of approach that you need to have. Okay, few more tips. This is something that you need to be aware of. Sometimes when a student call me and ask me, sir, I have scored 90% in degree, and what will be my PGCET rank? Your degree score is not a guarantee that you will get a better PGCET rank. Time and again, I am not saying that it will not, but it need not be. Most of the time it is not. From our experience, I'll tell you, people with 60-65% mark, they come up with a very good PGCET rank. Maybe there are some people who are very good at understanding the subject and answering, but aptitude test is not just understanding subject and answering. answering aptitude is like having a lot of knowledge on so many variety of items. Okay, so from that point of view, please be sure that don't get carried away with your previous semester mark, final degree marks and things like that. Okay, so that is something that you need to be really aware of. Other thing that we have observed in PGCET exam is, let us say 2 years back the question paper was really tough. I think people who got the best rank, they're able to score only 55 out of 100 types. Okay, now somebody scored 45 and somebody scored 44 marks. Okay, and please look at the sentence that I put it here. The rank difference was around 500 to 1000 rank. Now you may ask how, right? Understood? What I said is one score difference. If somebody is scoring 45 and you scoring 44, but when it comes to rank, there may be a difference of 500 to 1000 rank. Reason being, there are 4 segments in the PGCET, right? Aptitude and logical reason, general knowledge, English. Each segment has been given a weightage. Okay, even if you score say 44, like there are 100 students who score 44, but then in which segment you have done well, this answer is not given to us, but then there is a weightage is given. Everything is driven by system. Okay, so let us say 2 students scored 44, but there may be a rank difference for the reason somebody who scored very well in the item which is having lesser weightage. Let us take for example, general knowledge has got a lesser weightage and aptitude has got higher weightage in the PGCET examination. Now out of these 2 students who scored 44 marks, but a student who has scored 44 marks but scored say very well in the aptitude and less in the general knowledge, he may be getting a better ranking, and a student who has scored highest in the general knowledge but less in the quantitative techniques, okay, he may be given lesser rank. Okay, everything is calculated system wise. Okay, Rakshit has got a question. I can see your question. Then how the rank will be calculated? Okay, so that's what I said. This is not disclosed us, but this assumption. But when you are writing exam, you don't have to worry about, because you are trying to attempt every question and you are trying to give the right answer. So you don't know unless the key answer is given to you, because after the PGCET exam in couple of days, the KES website, you will get to see the key answers. Okay, now again, when they announce the first key answer, that is not the final. If you have any objection, like let us say for a particular question, you ticked A as an answer, but the key answer says it is B, but you are dead sure that A should be the answer. You can write to KES saying that the answer should be A, and based on the appeal that they get, okay, so what happens is they may revise the key answer, they say the final key answer, so that will be the final to evaluate your paper. Okay, hope you understood. The key answer initially they announce may not be the final one. They may ask you to, like, if they have any objection, thing like that, people can object to it. Then they may change in the back end. If there is any answer which is given as wrong in the key answer, then they correct it. Then the valuation is done. Then the final rank is announced. Okay, so that is how the valuation is done of PGCET paper. These are the key tips. Which section is given higher weightage? Divya Bhatti is asking. That is the decision that is not taken by KEA. We are not aware of. But what you need to focus on is answering maximum question right. Okay, that is what you should be aiming for. Because sometimes it happens like, just because the question paper are very easy for you, you are in the cloud 9 saying that, you're on the cloud 9 saying, I may get better ranking. But when it is easy for you, it may be easy for thousands of them. Every year around 22 to 25,000 students write PGCET exam. So it may be, if the exam is easy for you, it may be easy for many of them. If the exam is tough for you, it also may be tough for so many other students. Okay, so don't get disheartened in the moment you see exam being tough, or now what will happen to me. Don't worry on that. I'm giving you this confidence saying that, okay, your focus should be now onwards, should be preparing for the exam and trying to answer all the question, try to answer maximum question with the correct answer. That should be your aim, but then don't leave any question blank. These are some of the tips that I want to give. So this is about general knowledge and things like that. Because it's a vast subject, like Ankit sir said, English also. Okay, question can be asked from anywhere. If you refer to the previous question paper, you will understand. Those who are already refer, you will vouch for it. Question can be from anywhere. Okay, that's why in that slide I put etc., because question can be asked and picked from anywhere possible, and you may be asked to answer. Okay, now if we get score around 60, what rank we will get based on last year ranking? Again, it is very difficult to predict. There is something called percentile calculation. You know how the percentile calculation is done? When somebody says I got 98.4%, like there is something called CAT exam which happens. Okay, CAT exam to get into IIMs. IIMs are considered as the best in class business schools. Okay, now they conduct something called CAT exam, and there is something called GMAT exam if you want to get into foreign university. Now look at this. When you're writing a CAT exam, there is something called percentile calculation. They don't announce your marks based on percentage. They announce it on a percentile basis. Now, what is percentile is, let us say the exam is for 100 marks, and somebody who scores highest, he scored 95 marks out of 100. Now, the highest score becomes 100%. Then, whatever mark that you score, it is considered to be comparative of that. Let us say there are 100 students who have scored 94, that they'll get a percentile which may be like 99 point something, but then there may be so many people with even if you score 93, the rank may vary so much. You know this NEET exam, right? NEET exam that happens for medical college and all, with 1 percentile. Okay, 1 percentage difference in percentile calculation, your rank may be like in lakhs together. The difference may be in lakhs. Okay, so if Rakshit had asked this question saying that if I score 60, what will be my rank? It is very difficult to predict now, because again, taking in last year thing into consideration doesn't matter at all, because every year you don't know what is the highest score. Because sometimes the question paper may be relatively easy, sometimes the question may be relatively tough. So if you are 60 as a topper, your rank may be really good. But if you are scored 60, but there are people who scored 80, 70 and all, then your rank may decrease. So your scoring mark, unless, because you don't know other students' scores, that's what you need to realize. You will get to know your rank only get your rank in the website of KE. Okay, till then nobody will be able to predict what kind of rank that you are going to get. Okay, thanks Rakshit for the acknowledgement. Okay, now you need to understand. Now I'll take you through the PGCET process. Now I think I will give you a lot of clarity on how the PGCET process. I think first step in the PGCET process is applying for the exam. I think most of you are attending this workshop. You might have already applied for the exam. The last date is already over. It was extended by a couple of days. Now you cannot apply for PGCET. That process is already over. Next, this one is exam dates. There are a lot of speculation that exam is going to get postponed and things like that. But then please refer to the valid channels, that is KEA website, for any exam date. So every day, maybe in the morning ones and evening ones, please refer to. Since we have already created a WhatsApp group of all the students participating in this training, we will ensure that whenever we get to know any changes in the exam date and things like that, okay, we will communicate to you. Okay, but having said that, on your own, go to KEA website once or twice in a day, whether there is announcement made by the Karnataka Examination Authority with respect to PGCET exam. Okay, exam date. So
yes, sir, visible.
Yeah. What is that? Hello. Hello. Am I audible? Hello. Am I audible? Okay, thanks. Okay, so now exam date, something that you need to be aware of. Then comes the results. Okay, once you write the exam, as I told you, it may take anywhere between 15 to 20 days. Now with the COVID, I don't know how many days it will take, but then normally 15 to 20 days it will take for the exam results to be announced. Okay, now when you will be given a login code and you will be given access to get into the KA site. So you using that a login code, you need to visit the site to get your scores. Okay, score and the ranking. Okay, that is when you need. Now once you know the ranking, what are the homework that you need to do now? Yeah, hall ticket you will be able to download. I think Sachin has asked this question, sir. What about the hall ticket? Hall ticket you will be able to download directly from the website. Okay, with all the pictures and all. You need to carry that hall ticket when you come for the examination. So everything is online. You don't have to visit any of your college or whatever it is. You'll be able to get the hall ticket online. Okay. So now, when the results are announced, before that, you might have already done the homework, which college you want to apply for, and go to KEA site or just search in the Google what are the PGCET cutoff ranking. Okay, so you need to know first. You can list it out. You can write it down. First, you need to know what are the college that you have in mind. How many seats are available in this college? Just to give an example, now Sahyadri College has got 180 seats. In that 180 seats, 80 seats are management seats, and 90 seats are management seats, and 90 seats are PGCET seats. Now that is not the end of it. Again, within that 90 seat, you need to understand the category, whether you belong to general merit category, whether you belong to other categories, 2A, 2B, 3A, OBC, SC, ST, physically handicapped, Hyderabad, Karnataka region. You need to understand what category that you belong to. Now again, remember, just because you applied, there is no guarantee, because caste, your category also has to do with your income certificate and things like that. Okay, so from that point of view, please be wary of the fact, just because you have applied, you may not get admission in that category unless you are approved to get applied. Okay, now once the result comes, couple of things that you need to understand is what is your score, but that is not relevant anywhere. You can just for your comfort level, but then you need to focus on what rank that you got. Then look at the colleges that you want to get admitted. Okay, just check for your category what is the cutoff ranking in that particular institute. Okay, so that will give a reasonable comfort level. Okay, for my rank I can get into the college of my choice, but then it is not guaranteed that you are going to get a seat in that particular college itself, because every year people may select some college might have done exceedingly well, some college maybe uh, start degrowing and things like that. So every year it is need not necessary that what was last year cutoff ranking will hold good. Sometimes colleges will improve, sometimes colleges will drop in their ranking. Okay, so that you need to keep a tab on. Okay, once the result comes, next critical step is your document verification. Now when I say document verification, you need to carry all the document that is specified to you post the result announcement. You need to carry all this document and you have to visit a center. Across Karnataka, there will be multiple centers. You can visit any of the center depending upon your place. Convenient, you can visit any of the center. Now, how you can visit? For ranks, they will give a specific date. Let us say 1000 to 3000 rank, you have to go for a document verification a particular day. 3000 to 5000 a day, 5000, 10,000, 10,000 to 50, like that. They will give a specific date. Okay, on that specific date, you have to go for document verification in the CET center. Now, what document to be carried, they will tell you, but I will tell you certain critical document that you need to have along with you. One is you might have come to know now that to write the PGCET exam, you might have studied for minimum 7 years in the state of Karnataka, or your parents, either of the parents should have studied in Karnataka for minimum 7 years. If say you have studied or your parents have studied, either of the one, then you need to get a certificate, study certificate from that respective school or college, whatever it is. Okay, then it has to be get vetted by the education officer. Normally there is a district education officer in I think for Mangalore, the office is near Jyoti Government College. Okay, so you need to get this attested. Okay, from that, this particular document has to be attested by them. So you can do this exercise now during whatever time that you have. All this education proof has to be get vetted. Then any other document you are carrying, maybe it is Aadhaar card, your caste certificate, your income certificate, everything. Please ensure that when you visit the documentation verification center, get all these documented attested. Sometime what happen, you come from far off places, but you forgot to attest this document, then they say this document cannot be accepted and like that. Please ensure that you get all these documents attested. If you are applying for a particular caste, ensure that you have the caste certificate, income certificate, and things like that. If you are applying for under physically handicapped, you need to have that handicap certificate. You need to carry all this certificate to the document verification center along with all your other marks. Sometimes what happens, your final semester marks card in original may not be available this year because degree exam also happening little late. Normally by this time, you might have had your exam and got your results and marks card, things like that. But since your degree exam yet to happen, especially those who are yet to complete the course, okay, so you need to carry this degree certificate again, attested and things like that. You have to carry all the original mark card to show it to the officer there who are doing the document verification. Once your documentation is through, when they say it is okay to go ahead, okay, they will give a login ID and password. Now, this login ID and password is for you to log into the KA site for the activity called option entry. Now, what is this option entry is all about? Option entry is nothing but, let us say you have 10 colleges in mind, okay, where you want to get admitted, but you are not sure whether I will going to get admitted to that particular college. Now, what is the process that you need to follow? Let us say you are now don't look at what is your rank and things like that. If you want to apply for a good college, okay, reasonably good college, let us say XYZ college, now that has to be your first option, irrespective of the rank. Okay, that has to be your first option, followed by the second option. It is like those who follow cricket, you have something called a favorite team, right? Then you say, okay, now Chennai Super King is my favorite team. Then if Chennai Super King doesn't win, then who next? Then you say RCB. Then if not RCB, then you say Mumbai Indians. Then so you have a choice, right? Because if your favorite team lose out, you don't stop watching IPL, right? You still continue to watch IPL. Then you say, now because your favorite team is eliminated, then you want to look at some other team, right? So similarly, when you do the option entry, please ensure that you select your first choice on the top, followed by the subsequent colleges. Okay, now I'll tell you what will happen when you do that. Okay, so I think you are given an option to select around 10 colleges. You can list out what are the college that you want in a chronological order: first preference, second preference, third, like that. Now, once the option entry is given, okay, there is something called mock result. Okay, now before the college allotment, there is something called mock result which is announced by the KA. Now, mock result is not the final result. Okay, even when they announce the mock result, you have an option of modifying it. Okay, but then mock result is just to ensure that things are but mock result is almost gives you around 80 to 90% knowledge as to whether you are going to get the college that you have selected. Okay, after that, the final college allotment results are announced. Let us say I applied for XYZ college as my first choice, but when I saw the allotment, college ABC is allocated to me. What it means is, for your category, the college that you preferred as a first choice, let us say, now I'll give an example. Now you have selected Ramaya College in Bangalore. Ramaya College in Bangalore. Now you're applying through general merit category. Ramaya College has got 100 seats general merit category. Now if you not got the seat means people who are ranked above you, they already selected Ramaya College under general merit category. So hence you are not getting the seat in Ramaya College. Okay. Now please understand that when I say Sahyadri has got 90 seats in PGCET, all the 90 seats are not general merit, only 41 seats are general merit, rest of the seats are going through reservation category. Rest of the seats are going for reservation. So knowing this, now when the college allotment happens, okay, you might be surprised that your choice of college you have not got it, but like let us say XYZ was your first option, or I'll give the name only. Ramaya College was first option, RNSIT was the next option, Sahyadri was the third option, and let us say one more college was your fourth option. Now if you got the college of fourth option, that means for your rank, for people who have got higher rank, already seats has been allocated in Ramaya, RNSIT, Sahyadri, and that's why you have got the fourth choice in your list. Okay. Now you don't have to get disheartened. Again, like the process is not over. Okay. Now, once you get this rank, what you need to do? What you need to do next? Okay. Similarly, for a category, also same thing. Now, please understand one thing. When I say category seats, one thing that you need to remember, if let us say there are categories where they have given 2-3 seats like that, like 2A, 2B and something of that sort. If let us say no 2A student opting for Sahyadri College, no 3A category students are applying for Ramaya College. Now automatically in the subsequent round, these seats are getting converted into general merit seats. That's why I said once the first allotment happens, don't ignore, because there is also a further chance that you get the seat. I will tell you how in the next slide. Okay. So that means, okay, if somebody in a particular category, let us say I have 5 seats allocated to Hyderabad Karnataka region, but nobody from Hyderabad Karnataka is applying for my college, that means these seats will get converted into general merit seats. Okay, that is one thing that you need to remember. Other thing that you need to remember is, if you have applied for under a category but you got a very good ranking and your ranking is better than a general merit student, automatically you get a seat under general merit and not under category. So what I mean to say is that people from the categories, they can still get a seat in general merit, but a general merit seats students cannot be getting a seat under category seats. Reverse is not possible. Okay. So now once the college allotment happens, you get a notice, you will be able to see which college has been allocated to you. So how you are going to select the process? Now, you are given 3 options. Option 1, okay. Option 1 is nothing but you selected a college and you got that college, or you selected, particular college, even though that was not your first option, but you got a seat in the third or fourth option. Okay. Now, but you're okay with that college. Okay. You're okay with that college. Then you're going to select option 1. Okay. This option can be changed to option A, option B, option C, or something of that sort. But then option 1 is you're selecting the college that has been allocated to you, saying that I'm going to join to this particular college. Now, please ensure that before you select a college, may just call the college and ask what is the fees there and things like that, because different college has got different fee structure. Something that you pay to the government, I'll tell you the process now. Okay. But then different colleges, based on the value added activities that they give and things like that, the college fees may vary. Okay. And popularity of the college and things like that. So before you finalize which college you want to apply for, have a homework, like why you are applying for that particular college, what is that you are going to get additional in that particular college, what is the fee structure in that particular college. Have a don't get into surprises later on. Okay. So do this homework now, because now we have a lot of free time. Along with your PGCET preparation, you also call these colleges and get an idea. Then if you selected the college, that is allocated to you, you opted for option 1, that is mean I want to get admitted in this college. There is a particular specific fees that you need to pay to the government. They will tell you which bank you can pay the fees and all. With the COVID and all, they may make it online this time also, where you have to pay that particular fees to that particular bank, and you have to get a record. Once you get a reference number, you have to update the reference number. Then you get something called admit card. Okay, that admit card, once you download, that means you want to join that particular college. Okay, that means you want to join that particular college. So your process is over now. Then you have to go to that particular college. There will be a date that is specified, within what date you have to finish your admission process. So you have to go to that particular college, you have to fill up that application form, you have to pay the corresponding fees and things like that. Then your admission process is over. Then the college will ensure that your name is recorded, and they put the things into process, and they say, okay, student Ramesh got admitted to Sahyadri College. So that process is over. Now let us say you opted for a particular college, but you are not got in the first round. Now what you can do? Okay, now you can go for something called option 2. Option 2 is nothing but somebody is asking a question saying, if management seat are not full. Now I'm talking only about the PGCET process. I'll come back to the management process little late. Okay, just hold on. Okay, now option 2 is nothing but you got a college. Let us you opted for let us take the same example. You opted for MSRIT, RNSIT, Sahyadri College, then say one more college. Okay, now you got that 4th college in the allocation. Now you want to still try whether you will get either of the colleges which is above the college that has been allocated to you. That is, in your order, this college is the 4th, but you still want to wait and see whether you will get a college that is in the 1st, 2nd and 3rd preference. Okay, in such case you can go for option 2 and wait. Now what is option 2 is? Option 2 is nothing but you're holding on to the college that is already allocated to you, but if there is a possibility to get the colleges which is above the college that you got, okay, you can wait and watch. That means you're going to get a guaranteed admission in the college that is already allocated to you, but you still want to look for a option or opportunity where the college is above that list, if you want to get it. Okay, then you can go for option 2, that is hold and wait. So whatever the college that has been allocated still will be with you, but then there is a possibility that, I'm not guaranteeing you, but there is a possibility that whatever the colleges that they're in the 1st, 2nd and 3rd in the example that I've quoted, there is a possibility that you're getting it. Okay, that is option 2. Then there is something called option 3. Now you got a college, but you're not at all, but but somebody told you, Arey, you not tried for this particular college, I think you made a mess of it. Okay, you got a good ranking, but you forgot to select a college which is good, but somehow you got to know. Now there is option, there is something called option 3, which is rejectioning and re-entry. Rejection means whatever the college that you get, you have to reject it. You have to reapply, you have to start the process again. Again, you are going to select those colleges in order. Okay, so here, whatever the college that you missed out in the first time, now you can enter those colleges also. That is called rejection and re-entry. Okay, let us say I have forgot to put MSRIT, now I want to put MSRIT, now you put it. Okay, or you want to change the sequence, like last time you put some college in the top, and then you can change the sequence. So that's why your option 3 is given to you. Remember, there are multiple rounds. I remember once they had 3 rounds of admission. That means, first round you got a seat allocated, you don't want to take it, you can go to the second round. Second round also you're not happy with, you can wait for the third round. But third round is not guaranteed. 2 rounds guaranteed. 2 rounds are guaranteed. First round and second round is guaranteed, but the third round is not. Last year they did not have third round because the process got delayed and things like that. So there was no third round. So what you need to ensure that you have to prepare yourself for 2 rounds. That is, even if you don't get the seat in the first round, you can opt for the second round. Okay. Now, third option also means you are canceling it. Okay. There is also option like you don't want to get admitted. Like let us say you applied through PGCET seat, but for your ranking you not got the seat in the college of your choice. But there is an option to join under management quota. Now you reject the PGCET thing completely, and you can join that college under management quota. Now here I want to suggest something to the student. There are some students, what they do is they select a college, the college gets allocated to them, but then they don't reject it. By doing that, what you are doing is you are spoiling the opportunity of one more student. Sometime you may get admitted in a particular college under management quota even after a seat has been allocated to you, but you're not rejecting it. By that, what happens, that one seat in that college remains vacant, and you are killing the opportunity of another student who wanted to opt for that college. For example, you got a seat in MSRIT and you don't want to join MSRIT, you want to join some other college. Now you're not canceling that, because then your name will be still there. Either you have selected for option 2 or option 3, your name will still appear there, and you will be applying for the second round also. By this, what you're happening is, if somebody else wanted to opt for MSRIT, now he will not get the seat because your name is already there, because you have a better ranking that student. So from that point of view, if you are not keen on getting to PGCET and if you want to join the college of your choice through management, please join that college, but reject completely or you cancel your options in the PGCET, so that everybody can get college of their choice. So that is something that I want to suggest you. Okay. So now in the first round you are not got. Now you may ask, how that first round I not got a particular college, but second round there is I'm getting it. Now remember one thing, as I told you, there may be some student they are opting out of PGCET. After everything they said, like, now MBA is not my cup of tea, I don't want to. Or now you'll say, I'm not getting a college of my choice, let me apply in the next year. Or some student ignoring the PGCET, they may join the college of their choice because they not got it in that because of lesser rank or something. They join that college by paying higher fees in the management quota. So when people get out of this, okay, that's how seat can remain vacant. So let us say there was a higher rank student above you, since he's opting out of PGCET for whatever the reason that I specified, so that seat becomes vacant. And if you're next in the rank, there's a possibility that you may get the seat in the second round. Okay, so that is something that you need to once you finish off whatever the process, first round or second round, then you can get admitted to that particular college by paying the prescribed fees to the government, to the bank that they specified. And the next process is, after that you download the admit card. Once you download the admit card, means you are joining that college. Okay. You may pay the fees, but that can still be used for the next round. But then once you download the admit card, it is a kind of thing you can reject later on also, but that is not a suggested option. Once you download the application, I suggest you to join the college. So once you come to the college, look at the entire fee structure and how it is structured, what is the thing, you how to do all this homework before you opt for it. But once you do that, okay, then what you can do is you can get admitted to college of your choice. This is the PGCET process. If you have any doubts in the PGCET process, you can ask me now. Okay, so that I'll ask. Okay, there is one question that is asked by one student: if management seat are not full. See, good colleges, the management seat normally gets filled even before the PGCET results gets announced. Now remember that when your degree exam gets over, then you will see a big chunk of students taking admission to the management seat. When the PGCET exam, either tough or easy, depending upon the student, where they feel that I have not done so well in the PGCET exam, so getting a seat in the college of my choice looks very slim. Then what you do is you get under management quota. So in good colleges, and from our experience, what I say is, if you want to get admitted to a particular college of your choice, you can get it get admitted now itself, because management seat admissions have already started in many colleges, including us. So, but then if you say I want to opt for PGCT, then based on my college allocation or my rank, then I will decide. Sometime it may be too late. Sometime it may be too late, because as I told you, you don't know what is your rank is going to be. You don't know what is the cutoff rank for your opted college this year. Okay. Now, keeping all these things in mind, if you are really interested to get in a particular, there may be a fees variation. I am not denying that, but then that is a discretion of the management of how much they want to charge for management seat and all. But then I suggest, if you're not sure about, you can get admitted through management quota. But whether the management seat are complete, not complete on a given date, it is very difficult. You need to speak to the admission section of that particular college and get an answer. Yeah, hope I have answered the question that has been asked in the chat box. Any other questions, students? Any other questions? Please clarify all your doubts, because what happens, sometimes you live with the doubt, then you do a mistake, you do a silly mistake which will cost you a seat. Okay, so from that point of view, my humble request to all the students is, don't keep the doubts within you. Now you have a contact with us. I'll share my contact number in the end and things like that. You can call us. You can call the coordinators and check and clarify all the doubts possible. Don't live with the doubt. That is my. Any exam should be written for management seat. I think very good question, Sandesh. Let me answer this. The current guideline says, okay, for the admission process, you should have minimum 50% score in your degree examination. That is the first criteria. And second criteria, you should have written one of the aptitude tests. Aptitude test can be CAT, MAT, CMAT, KMAT, PGCET also. Okay. You don't have to worry about, because normally if I want to get admitted through management seat, okay, then you don't have to worry about the rank in that particular, because management seat, like if in our college we fix the fees based on your degree scores. Okay. Writing that MAT exam or a KMAT exam or a PGCET exam, it is just a formality to fulfill the university guidelines. Otherwise, you don't have to worry about. Okay. So that is very. Sir, what is the process of get the college in foreign country? Foreign countries, I told you, GMAT is the exam that you need to write. Okay. That I think happens somewhere in the month of November, and the December the exam is announced, and then you have to get it. The admission process is pretty stringent there. Even though you got a good score there, it is not guaranteed that you will get admitted, because you have to go through personal interview and lot of other stuff before get admitted. Sir, PGCET is applied for all the colleges. No, there are some private university, they get admitted through what is that? Their own entrance exam. Sometimes even after writing this exam, there are some private and autonomous colleges, they have their own entrance exam to get it admitted. Okay. So you can look at that particular college choice. Okay. If possible, please go through your placement, sir. Yeah, I think our director has already answered this in the inaugural session. All our placement details are mentioned in our website. I think in terms of placement, we are doing pretty well in the region. See, other good thing about Sahyadri is we also have engineering stream. Okay, there are some company which comes for recruiting engineering student. They also recruit management student. That is one advantage. Some of the company which comes to our campus regularly is KPMG, GDC. Our students are getting placed in SDFC Bank, Axis Bank, Federal Bank. Jaro Education. Our students are getting placed in EY, Refinitiv, Thomson Reuters. It is on campus, and we also help through our alumni students to get off campus recruitment also. All the company which is our visiting our campus, the student in which company they are placed, it is all updated in our website. You can have a look at that. Okay. Sahyadri College ನಲ್ಲಿ PGCET ಬರೆದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೀಟ್. I'm not able to understand. PGCET exam ಬರೆಯದೆ ಬರೆದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ seat ಆಗ್ತದ. PGCET means government seat only. Okay, PGCET means government seat. Rest of the seats are management quota seat. So once you write the PGCET exam, you are eligible to get a seat under government quota, if I have understood the question properly. Karthik asks, sir, PGCET is applied for all the colleges in Karnataka. Need not be. There are some colleges get admitted through MAT exam, but then their MAT exam scores are considered. MAT exam, you need to have a really good score to get into those colleges. Like Christ is an example where they get admit a student through the MAT exam. One doubt, is the aggregate of all the semester included or individual? See, please remember, for PGCET exam, your semester scores are not considered, but colleges who are admitting you to the management quota, they give you seat based on your degree performance, where cumulative performance. If you want to get admitted now, we will take the cumulative percentage till 5th semester, because 6th semester exams are not happened. Whatever the semester score at that point in, based on that the fees get fixed. That's the process that we follow, and some of the colleges. Sir, how to deal with the maths of any exam in a easy way? I think a lot of tips were given to you now already to answer the aptitude and logical reasoning. But don't get disheartened. If you have any doubts, you can still post. We have created a WhatsApp group. If you have any question that you come across which you are not able to answer it, take a screenshot of it and post it, and we'll try to answer it. Our faculties will or our resource person who have already trained you in last couple of days, they will try to get an answer for the question that you have asked. Okay, so that's why we have created these forums for you to interact and take maximum benefit out of it. Okay, so it's a social initiative from our side to help the student to get into government quota. Is the aggregate for all the semester included the individual or individuals? No, not individual semester. Your cumulative score of 50. Now, okay. Now, one thing that you need to be really wary of the fact that when the university says you should have scored 50% and above, it is not you score 49.9 and convert it or round it off into 50. When I say 50%, it is 50% and above. It is not rounding off to 50. We have examples where student scored 49.9 even after got admission, but when all the document will go for a verification from university side. If you have scored less than 50%, 49.99 also, your admission can get rejected at a later stage. So your score has to be 50% and above. I think for SC/ST there is a small this one a concession, I think 45%. Others, all other category, it is 50% and above. You can refer the PGCET brochure for all the clarification. Okay. Direct admission to PGCET, it is through the management quota only, as I quoted. You can directly approach the college, check whether management seats are still available, and you can look at this. People are coming from other states, okay, like Kerala or other states. Please note that you should have studied minimum 7 years in Karnataka. Okay, then only you can get admitted. When I say you or your parents. Okay, if your parents, then again you need to get admitted through management seat only. If you're not studied for minimum 7 years, then it is not possible for you to get admitted to PGCET seat. I think somebody asked a question about CUCET. CUCET is the entrance test for central universities. Okay, there are some central universities which have an MBA program. For those central universities, you can get admitted through CUCET program. Okay, it is not PGCET. Which stream is best in MBA? It is too early to, because whenever you get into MBA stream, normally first 2 semesters you have general subjects. Only in the 3rd and 4th semester you opt for specialization. But if you ask me on my gut feeling and my experience, marketing is the best, because lot of job opportunity today is available in the marketing stream. Okay, because every company has to sell a product or a service. That's where lot of job opportunities are there. Then see, when I talk about a stream, please remember that just because marketing is having a lot of opportunity, does not mean that you can get in there, because ultimately it is the stream, opportunity available, and the kind of skill set that you have. When all the combination uh, put together, it makes a best stream. Okay, so from that point of if marketing is good, but then I cannot do a selling, I don't have the creative mindset to do marketing, branding, or advertising, then I may not get into marketing. So if you ask me, you are the best judge, but speak to some people who are relevant before selecting stream. But then if you ask me, in my college, we do lot of interaction, interference, in terms of like helping the student to select their best career choices. Okay, we conduct a separate training at the end of second semester to make your career choice. We just don't go by what option that you select. We train you, we counsel you, then we allow the student to select. Where the PGCET exam is going to be held, you have already selected the location. Based on your location, nearby colleges, you will have the PGCET exam. Depending upon number, there may be multiple center. This year being COVID and things like that, because of social distancing norms and all, there may be many center, or even if it is one center, there may be many rooms where the exams are handled. So that you will get to know when your hall tickets are published on the KA site. If we opt for management seat now, later we get PGCET rank, does it help to reduce the fees? It depends on the individual colleges. Some colleges, once you get admitted to management quota, they don't allow you to join PGCET, because the reason being, see, when I book a seat in the management quota, I'm blocking a seat in the name. When I say I'm blocking your seat, I'm saying the other students saying that sorry, my seats are already blocked, I cannot give you the seat because my seats are over. So tomorrow if you shift to PGCET, or tomorrow if you cancel, then that's a loss for the institution. So from that point of view, once you get it admitted to management, they may not allow you to get through PGCET. Okay, so this is depends on the college which you're opting for. That is what you need to check with. Process of getting colleges in other states. PGCET, you cannot get colleges in other states. It is meant only for the colleges within Karnataka. Then if it is other state, you have to write the PGCET equivalent exams in those colleges. But there are some entrance that which is at the pan India level, like MAT or a CMAT, where you can get admitted through colleges in other states also. What is the seat placement difference between PGCET and CUCET? Again, I am not very much clear. Maybe like I'll post it in the WhatsApp group. What is the CUCET? Because it is a completely different process. You cannot compare both, because PGCET is something which is within state. CUCET is for all the central universities. Okay, so from that point of view, the process that they follow in CUCET may completely different than the PGCET one. And if we get admitted to management, then after the PGCET result, can we get government seat if the result is good? I've already answered this question. It depends on the individual colleges where you want to get admitted. You can call the admission section and clarify the doubt. But then, as I told you, when you book the seat in management, you pay advance. Then you block the seat. So some of the colleges may not appreciate that. Okay. How many seats are there in Sahyadri under management quota? I have already answered this. We have 90 seats under management quota and 90 seats under PGCET. Our management quota booking has have already started. You can call the admission section, or you can call any one of us coordinator. We will try to help you that. Dixon. What if our academic performance is bad due to some problem? Will the college consider PGCET mark? If you are coming through PGCET, college does not have any role to play. Your seat allocation happens only through PGCET ranking. Like in engineering CET exam, your they take some weightage of your PUC exam and some weightage of your CET exam. But when it comes to PGCET, your exam marks are not at all considered. You don't have to worry on that, Prajwal. but you have to score really well in the PGCT exam. So if you do well, and here college is not selecting you. You have to opt for the college through the option entry, and allocation happens through automatically through the government system. So we don't have any role to play how you are going to get the seat. Only thing that you have to play is you have to do very well in the PGCT exam, get a good rank, and of the right college. Okay, so that is the answer for question raised by Prajwal. uh, Niranjan SG, sir, my question is, if anyone who fails in entrance exam, then how should we join MBA in government quota or private quota? Now, there is nothing called failing. Okay, even if you are the last one, you will get a rank. Okay, and I will tell you, there are more MBA colleges than the people apply for the. I'll give you the comfort, but then having said that, it is not that see now how every mobile you don't consider as a mobile phone. I am talking about the old mobile set, which is useful only to send a message and call. Now, if I give you that mobile, saying that this is a mobile, today's generation kid, why I am talking, I'm not talking about people of our age or your age, or small kids also, they just throw that mobile because they say that what mobile is this, where I cannot play games, I cannot have WhatsApp chat, I cannot watch a Netflix movie. What kind of mobile is this? So similarly, all colleges that they're offering MBA course may not be of the same stature. That's what you need to. That's why you're selecting the college comes handy. Okay, even if you get the last rank, I think you will get to sit in one or the other college. But that is not the thing. What I'm saying is prepare well and do well. There is no question of pass and fail in PGCT. There is no question of pass and fail in any aptitude test. In a math and all, they check your percentile scores and all. In PGCT, they check your score and rank. Okay, once you get this rank, you can get admitted to any one other remote college that is available. But that is not the way you have to look at PGCT exam. How you have to look at is, I need to prepare well, I need to do well, I need to select the college of choice, keeping all these things in mind. Why you pay, you may feel that there are some colleges which you charge you extra fees, but then extra fees for a specific purpose. There are a lot of value addition activity that happens in a particular college. So from that point of view, you pay price for something, like when you pay price for a smartphone, when you pay price for an Apple iPhone, okay, you pay price for a certain things, right? There are certain features that is available. Don't look at fees as a expenses, because you're most of your commerce student, that's what I believe. There is a hell a lot of difference between investment and expenses, right? Investment is to get a better return in a long run. Expenses is spending money and going to a Domino's pizza shop and spending fund, you eat, money is gone, that is expenses. When you put the money into a mutual fund, that is an investment, because tomorrow that mutual fund investment can give you a better return. Okay, that is the difference. So when you look at the fee structure, one thing that you need to be very sure about, or when you select the college, sometimes some college fees, good colleges will charge you definitely high fees. Please remember that. But then that need not be the analogy that you have to draw. You need to do your homework. You have a lot of time, right? Now the exam has to happen, result has to come, document verification has to happen, then comes the option end. Before that, you do all the homework possible. Okay, so then you decide which are the 10-15 colleges that I really looking at getting admitted. Then you select the college. That's what you need to do. Okay, so don't worry in terms of seat. I told you, even with the last rank, 25,000 students apply for the PGCET exam. 20,000, 5,000 ranked guy also will get an admission. Don't worry on that. But that is not the purpose of conducting this kind of workshop. This kind of workshop is to help you to get better scores with all the inputs, and we are going to counsel you in the coming days also till the exam gets over, and we'll counsel you later on also when you have a doubt with respect to selecting a college and things like that, document verification. When we said this, we are doing it free of cost and as a social concern, to help the student across. Okay, we are doing it for last 5 or 6 years, and every time we see that the results are improving. Okay, so this is our initiative to help the student. Okay, so help will not stop here, help will continue. till wherever you want to opt our help. Okay, we don't stop it here. The process will continue. That is what I'm going to guarantee you. That is what I'm going to promise you. And we are going to help you in clearing whatever that doubts you have. Then can you please be precise? For example, I have semester score 48%, but all semester aggregate is above. Yes, I told your aggregate score is considered. Even if you scored 40, 42%, but in 2 semesters you score really well 60, but your aggregate score comes 50 and above, then you're eligible. Okay. So that's I'm answering Preetham's question. Mega, can we select marketing or finance? You can, but then normally you do it in the 3rd semester. You don't have to worry about immediately. You will be given a lot of inputs. How to select and what to select. Okay. If parents have studied for more than 7 years, I have been in Karnataka from first PUC. Can I get it through PGCET? Yes, but then you need to get that certificate for your parents studying in any of the school or colleges. Okay, you need to go to that college, get the study certificate and get it vetted by the district what is that education department. Okay, so once you do that, I think you can go through
sir?
yeah.
Yeah, I think we have come almost to the end of the session. It's 12:30 right now.
Yeah, there are some questions still pending. Maybe
We
like
can post it in WhatsApp, sir, and
yeah,
maybe we can answer in turns.
definitely. I am happy to do that. Anyhow, just to close, just give me 2 minutes. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Just to this, I've told you. As they rightly say, the best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. So your today starts, or it is already started. Please practice as much as possible. Then, as Graham Bell Wright said, before anything else, preparation is the key to success. I think prepare well for the exam, clarify all your doubts, work hard. Don't relax because it is COVID time. We don't have resource and things like that. Use the online platforms and things like that. Use our help to get your queries answered. And thank you very much for your patience hearing and asking so many doubts. Okay, I think I can still see chat box. The questions are getting posted. You can post it. My number is given below. Okay, and my mail ID. You can, or there is a WhatsApp group that has been already created. You can post the question privately or in the group. We will try to answer all those questions. Okay, so thanks a lot for your participation and wish you all the best. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Professor Ramesh KG. In addition to completing, giving full coverage with regards to general knowledge, you have also walked us through the PGCET process. I think this is so extra miler that you've gone, and more importantly, because PGCET is conducted by Government of Karnataka, and we have no hands on it. It's purely their decision about allocating seats. And in case any errors have happened in terms of their hall ticket and all, it is PGCET website that they need to go through, kea.kar.nic.in. However, with experience, you have shared how we can overcome some mistakes that students do. So I think that is great. Students have great inputs in addition to what we promised we will deliver. Thank you, Professor